Is everyone remember to stay to RP and to
Oh my
course,
god, my new president.
read the rules if you're new, especially. We're gonna disperse soon into the channels, although for Britain, Spain, and Netherlands, we're gonna have to, of course, watch the piece going through.
Yes.
I'm not
Oh,
to
we
put
don't have a
in
Russia
RP
period.
statements under Victoria 3. Of course, get the tag if you don't have it. And yeah, we're gonna disperse down into the temporary channels, and then I will unpass the game.
How's it going, guys? We are here with the next, I think, 4th session now of a Prussia Victoria 3 game. We got a little fucked here. I was supposed to get save edits to include a lot of this territory and get rid of all the infamy that we got. I didn't get it. So today's gonna be a little rough, not gonna lie. Basically, the mod adds a system where infamy really screws you up now. Like, infamy really gives you some bad effects. And it basically screws our country. We have a lot of it for basically doing something in RP that makes sense to do and shouldn't be giving us it. And I was waiting for... It doesn't matter. Point is, we didn't get it. So today is going to be us dying and trying to unify Germany. So this will be a little rough. How's it going, Lollipop? Also, I did not do the grand campaign this morning due to being a little bit busy with stuff that I couldn't not do. As such, I will be doing the mega campaign after this. So we will do the Vic 3 game right now. And I'm going to stream another probably 3, 4, maybe 4 hours of the mega campaign after this. Which I don't normally do, but I do want to do it. So apologies about that. Save edits are basically where the person who runs the game goes in and changes the game that reflects like things that need to be done. Like for roleplay or just for balance or really anything. So. Well, fuck. Okay. The war will be over for us very soon, though, at least with Hanover. Which means we will be able, at least, to get those territories, which will allow us to form the Northern German Confederation. In order to form full-on Germany, we'll need to take a bunch more territory. God, it'll take us the whole session today. Yeah, it's close. Declare an interest over in the Americas. By the way, so I did have some interesting RP before the game started. We were approached by a coalition of American countries to help support them against the United States, as well as potentially the French because they are allies with each other. I said yes because I thought that we were gonna not be fucked right now, so I don't know if we'll even be able to honor that and go through with this just because our country is so kind of... We're not in a great state right now. Just import more iron. Did integrate pause into the country yet? Nope. Those were gonna be done in the edits. Alrighty. We will... Okay, what were we doing? We were building up our arms industry because I planned to go to war with France. We can't do that now. We're not strong enough. We will get absolutely stomped by them. And then we're going to build up coal, and then after that we need to build up a fuck ton of groceries because we don't have enough to really sustain quality in our country. So let's get that built up next. Really, every single state needs one of these at least. We'll go to... Okay. And then, of course, we need tons more convoys as well. Can we really not sustain any more trade routes from where we're at? We have a few more. Export more steel. Import more wood from the Russians. it's actually... No, we never got a trade agreement with him. We worked out a trade agreement with that player, but he never gave it to us. All right, I'm going to go speak with the Austrians now. That is a conversation needs to be had. How's it going?
Hello. It's going well?
Out of RP really quick, I got fucked. I was supposed to get a lot of these states integrated and get rid of my infamy, and it didn't happen, so this game's gonna be a little bit rough. The main issue is yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was warmongering with the French in the RP statements, thinking that I actually would have a unified Germany, and now I don't, so this could get really rough really quick.
Yeah, I've got the Ottomans being a bit aggy with me as well, so...
Yeah, they were, I think, definitely...
I think they're both ganging up. I need to speak to Russia. That's what I need to do.
Did he show up today?
It's being played by a player, but I can't see him in Discord. I was looking for him before. Oh, here we go. Why are we being tagged in stuff? Oh, no, yeah.
The French are prepping for a war.
Good.
It was, but, oh, man. I need to actually get a unification. Yeah, anyway.
It shouldn't be too difficult, should it? I mean, the big problem is your infamy's kind of...
My infamy has destroyed me. Like, I can't fight a war of this. It's so bad. Because my economy is based on, like, having my trading route actually happening, and they're not now, so... Plus, my radicals are going to be so bad.
Yeah.
We could contend the war. I don't know if we'll win it, though. That's the thing. So out of RP, I'm going to wait longer. I got to actually do my unification stuff now. Like, this really sucks. So I just want to give you a heads up before we get too far in.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. Sounds good. What's up, Cheese? All right. We'll wait till the war ends. We'll build up munitions. We need to build up more. We need a lot of things we needed to do right now. I think we will get the German Confederation, though. Let me look. We have 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8. And we're fighting for, I think, 2 of them. The Elbe and Hanover, yeah. So we will get the Northern German Confederation. We were supposed to be... we just gotta wait till this ends. If we want to take any more states, we're gonna get tons of infamy as well. They do not want to peace out either. I'm just trying to figure out what to do at this point. I'm so thrown. Like, I had all my RP built and all my plans built around that. Alright. We'll just work on the economy then until then and try and improve things. Food plants. And then I want to start working on more specialized export products. So we're going to really build up on steel, on engines, as well as a few other things. So let's start to... How are we looking on iron? Sold surplus. We need to be exporting more steel, though. Export to the Belgians as well. The thing is, we're not going to be able to get them to go through, because what Infamy does in the mod, the way we've added it, we're going to be tweaking it more, is that it makes your trade route competitiveness lower. What that essentially means is that if there are 2 countries like importing or exporting a certain good, the percentage and the amount of that which goes to certain countries is dependent on your trade competitiveness. So it's really bad for us. It's really bad. Because we're a free trade market. Ah, this is rough. Yes, we will go for 2. I did an RP statement about going more secular as well. God damn it. I just take a second. I need to reevaluate what I want to do here. Okay, I know what we're gonna do. Our country may go pretty bankrupt here. There's really nothing I can do about that with the infamy and stuff like that. I suppose I could just cut everything. Man, it's just there's not much we can do here. All right, we did it in the war. We won the war against Hanover, which will allow us to declare the Northern German Confederation. At least it should. We have to integrate it though, I believe. Yes, we do, which we also don't have the... Okay. I've arrived. What's up, Series? Let's not improve radical law enforcement. I don't remember trying to do that. All right. I guess we'll work on... We have to keep going with our military techs with the French being so close to a war. We'll go for machine guns. I'd held off on that, but everyone in Europe has it. I looked through the save file. God damn it. It's going to break our economy. Man. I was overwhelmed last time because like I hadn't been off I'd been off the country and I came back and it was a pain in the ass. I'm overwhelmed this time because I literally looked at the save file, but I planned out my economy and how I was going to move forward based on having like a bunch of this. Not how it is. Okay, we did lose all the negatives of our infamy. That really will help a lot. We need to build up a bunch more governmental bureaucracy to take care of the new administrative states. When that's done, we need to start working on a bunch of the good deficits that we have. So why are we like this? Because we're not doing steel frame buildings. Okay, we need, how much do each of these do? We're doing 5. That's 300. We need to do another 5, which we don't have enough people for. We'll do, might as well just do 8 there, have a surplus. And then at that point, we will work on fuck tons more glass. We'll do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're going to become one of the major glass producers of the world. When that's done, we're going to transition to working on engines and steel. We want to become an industrial exporter, which I started on last time, but was really just playing catch up on. So we will push for that. Yep, that should work. And then how are our convoys doing? Let's see. We have a few, not many. We're going to need more ports as well. So let's also max out all the ports that we actually have people in. Hanover. Perfect. All right, that should go quite nicely. How long until we incorporate those states? I know it tells you somewhere. 22 months, okay. So around 2 years we'll have them, and then we can form the Northern German Confederation. That will work. Yeah. How's it going, Kaiwolo? Greetings from Germany. How's it going? We are very close to forming the German Confederation. We will support the workers of the Republic of France, boosting the power of their trade unions. I don't think we're going to do that. So let me turn on the in-game sound. I turned it off when I was playing last time. There we go. Let me know if it's on too loud. Alright, good. The economy is growing again. We'll keep lowering our infamy. When our infamy is below 15 again, I'm going to do some more plays to take more of these minor states in Germany. RP-wise, basically what has happened is I've been doing a narrative kind of throughout the game that, like, the people in those countries had been, like, supporting German unification and German nationalism, which was true. Historically in Germany in this time period, and even prior to this, there were a number of, like, revolts and popular uprisings and general sentiment for united Germany. So, but we'll have to do it ourselves. All right, wonderful. We have machine guns. We'll hold on to that for now. And then we'll work on international exchanges, and then we're going to go for probably central planning. We really have to do something about our massive deficit. Now, we are outscaling it because our economy is growing quickly, but the issue is the radicals and all the taxes that we have, which are really not good for our country. Brazil's getting very strong. Yes, it is. The aged Wilhelm Johann, the leader of the industrialists, has unexpectedly expired mid-campaign, robbing the Free Conservative Party of a cornerstone politician. The question of his replacement is now on everyone's lips. Get a random character for it. We are still running a bureaucratic deficit. Why are we doing that? We have a lot of lead, but we're going to use that once we start to make more glass, so we'll hold on to that. We have a lot of excess luxury furniture. What we really also need is art. We do not have enough art right now. 15 in Brandenburg. Actually, let's make sure that there is...
Sir Bismarck.
Greetings. Hello there.
Greetings. I am happy to hear that you've recovered after your horrific and diabolical assassination attempt.
We were never able to determine who that radical was. Probably one of the leftists or a French spy. Regardless, it'll take more than that to take down a Germanic leader.
Yeah, I have my finest men working on it. If he even enters the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, we will have him. And he will be detained and extradited to your nation for proper trials.
Good to hear.
I wanted to reaffirm with Russia the current state of affairs. They still want to go after the Ottoman Empire, and as they are allied to France, I think I've reaffirmed your claims that you'd like Alsace-Lorraine as well as the Yemen, Oman regions, and he was completely happy to again cede those to you should a war arise. So we've got an Eastern ally still, which is good, especially in our current predicament with the rise of tension.
That's good to hear. We are in I'm in a bit of a tough spot here, I'm going to be honest. There had been a plan to incorporate a number of the minor Germanic states into our government without bloodshed, but it appears that the aristocrats and loyalists are digging in. Perhaps they're getting assurances from the French, we're not sure why, but it will require more work here in Prussia and in the Bundestag before we will have our domestic issues dealt with, which really, I'm afraid, puts us in a bit of a closed-minded state. I mean, before we deal with this, there's very little else we can focus on.
No, of course, we completely understand. We just wanted to let you know that should France or take any action towards you, you will have, obviously, the support of the Austrian Empire and the Russian Empire.
That's very good to hear, and we are glad that we still do not have to, for now at least, worry about our back regarding the Russians. Though, as you know well, my thoughts on them remain the same, but we will trust you as our allies on this.
No, of course, we understand and appreciate your honesty in regards to this. I shall leave you be. Enjoy your growing kingdom.
Thank you, Ambassador. What do you need to form Germany? We need to integrate a couple of these states, and then we will be able to form the German Confederation. Then we need to take like 4 or 5 more in the south, and then we can do it. It'll take a lot of infamy and a lot of time. So today's session will be just the formation of Germany, more or less. Let's see, we'll declare interest. Well, Scandinavia as well. The Baltic, rather. All right, how's our food industries doing? They're very profitable. We'll make them publicly traded. Everything's pretty cheap for production of those. I think we're actually the #1 producer of groceries, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look. No, we're second. We're right behind the British. So let's get that railway built in Prussia, or in Brandenburg, rather. That's really important. We have so much industry there that we cannot afford to have it, like, not working properly. Telephones have been unlocked. We can start to produce those. More trade routes. Pomerania doesn't have enough taxation capacity. That is surprising. What is it that produces telephones? No, it's their own building, isn't it? Yeah, electronics industry. We'll produce a few of those as well. We'll make them in the Elbe. We'll make 10 to start off with. Start to provide as many telephones as we can for military service for the government, and then if there's an excess for the civilian population. An officer in our African colonies has intentionally provoked a confrontation with the Dinka. Despite instructions to keep the peace, we can either save face by going along with the officer's plot or recall him and admit that we lost control of the situation. Where the hell is that? Over here. Well, we'll go ahead. We're not going to pretend that we don't have our officer staff under control, so... Rudolf Hoffman, leader of the intelligentsia and a well-known opponent of the global slave trade, argues that our colonial ambitions in Equatoria should be leveraged towards ending the practice in the continent. That seems reasonable. Our government is very anti-slavery and anti-serfdom. We'll send a small contingent under Brigadier Nicholas von Holstein-Gottorp to fight with the Dinka in our colonies in Africa. We also still have to fight for the rest of these territories. They also are our claims colonially that we got in the Conference of Berlin. Don't you have a thing for Germany in the journal? Yes, we do. It's very simple. You literally just need to control a bunch of the states and have them integrated. That's all it is. So we need 17 of these. We currently have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it'll take us a long time to get the rest. We'll have to do it just with war stuff again. This was supposed to be edited in. It didn't. So, yeah, we'll just have to do a lot of little wars when we can afford the infamy cost. We can't go over 28.5 infamy because it will absolutely destroy our economy. So we can do whatever play we can before then. Glass works. Everything's cheap, no issue there. What's our glass production like on the world markets? Third, nice. We can bump those numbers up. We gotta get another 4,000 in production, which we'll get to pretty quickly here. Portable front line. Oh, we have another front line down here. Okay. We'll send another detachment under Brigadier Wolfgang in the south, which we can't get to for some reason. Cannot reach the Lindy front. We're gonna have to navally invade, aren't we? Yep. Gives a chance for an admiral to show off his abilities here. What do the Brazilians need in their market? They need lead. They need coal. They need porcelain. They need glass. Let's start by giving them some lead. We'll give them, I think, some coal as well. And then let's start to export. No, glass would not make a profit. What about engines? Nope. And then we'll do luxury clothing as well. No CK3 today, cheese. It will be after this. I had something this morning. I couldn't do my morning stream, so I will do the mega campaign after this today. We'll do this for another 3.5 hours, and then I will do the mega campaign for a few hours tonight as well. Which I know is inconvenient for the Europeans, but there always is the VOD. And of course, I'll make the YouTube video for it. Make sure that we can actually sustain everything here. Yeah, I figured. Alright, what are we missing in terms of military goods? Intellectuals from Turkana are visiting our capital, arguing the case that our home country is far more civilized than we make it out to be, and that our colonial designs of them are unjustified. We would ignore that. General Nicholas von Holstein-Gorchup of the dedicated machine gun teams of the Kingdom of Prussia versus Tinker Wars yielded advantageous results on the battlefield, leaving full platoons of enemies dead before they have even reached their lines. Oh boy. Our growing use of submarines in warfare has created a new generation of commanders, exemplified by the likes of Adelbert Umsteden, who understand the nature of underwater warfare very well. Okay, what are we missing in terms of military equipment? More ironclads are needed. We need another 122. Yeah, we're just gonna need to... Are we selling any? Hold on, let me look. Oh, the Americans are buying a bunch, I think. Let me find them. Oh, the British are buying all of our ironclads. If we can export our steamers, we can just upgrade our shipping industry to compensate. The problem is no one needs them. That's fine. We'll just upgrade more. Four. Number 5 there. We'll upgrade the infrastructure in Hanover. And then we'll be in pretty good shape. Wow, our economy is really starting to run now. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, and when we get enough steamers and ironclads, then we need more munitions. We need specifically another, probably not too much more. A lot of it's in trade routes, but we'll build another. Let's go with another 5. And then just a little bit more small arms as well. We gotta make sure that we always have enough military equipment, because otherwise we will be fucked in a war. There we go. Naval invasion is successful. We are landing in Zanzibar and dealing with the rebels there, part of our ongoing conflict. When we're done with this, we're going to continue to train our military in the modern warfare systems that it's using. We've integrated a lot of very sweeping, drastic changes, obviously, for the Prussian military, and we're going to test it. And we're going to do that by conquering the rest of Ethiopia, which I've been putting off for quite some time. So I'm American? Well, then no issues then. All good. You know, it's very hard for Asians since I literally need to stay up till 5 a.m. because most channels are American and Europeans. That's fair. The time difference is absolutely fucking killer. I'm going to talk with Egypt about closer ties. We already have them. We're very close with Egypt. RP and Victoria. Hell yeah. You should also adapt your economy so it can adapt to the changes when you absorb the southern Germanic states. Yes, I had already planned that out. I know what they have. It'll take a while, though. Bismarck is currently alive. Yes, he survived the assassination attempt. Good, we're pushing them here on multiple fronts. Ish. The front's bugged, but it's fine. We'll send more of our soldiers there. Takes 2 months. So a couple deals that I also should let you guys know that I made during the past week that will not get talked about formally here. One, we have a deal with the Austrians and the Russians to back a war against the Ottomans where we've been promised Yemen and Oman. Two, we have a deal with the Mexicans and the Brazilians where in exchange for helping them with the war with the Americas, we've been offered French Guiana, which is here. And in addition to that, we've been basically promised that any and all trade that they would need with Europe will come through us. So we have an exclusive trading deal with Mexico and Brazil in exchange for cooperation. So just a heads up. We discovered that our rivals in France are arming their Turkana natives in Equatoria. This is likely to impede our efforts to conquer the region. We're going to exacerbate the issue. Okay, we're looking good then. Then we really just need more ports. Oh, we have ports now. Okay. And what do we have an excess of that we can export? Clippers. To Sicily. We can export. We want to keep the surplus of wood. We want to export the surplus of lead. And then we have an excess of not much else really, so that's fine. Any cheap goods that we can import right now. Coal, optimally. Bavaria. Meat from Brazil. Everything else we're good on. We'll produce the rest if we can. So now we need a fuck ton more steel. We could use more power plants, though, as well, really, to be honest. Hold on, let me think about something. I want us to get all of our industries to run on electricity. There was something I could upgrade, but I'm not doing it. Where was it? More chemical plants for sure. Where was it? Electric showing machines. We would need another 1.2 thousand. What are we looking at right now on it? We would need 1,800, really 2,000 more electricity. In order to do that, we need another 20 of these. Eight, 10, 12. 20. Don't ask me how, but electricity made in Guangzhou in China will go to Germany. It's one of the features that definitely needs to be changed in the future. Any plans for Alsace Lorraine? Yeah, we've already warmongered a bunch with them. I put out a Diplo post before this game where we were basically suggesting that we need to take Alsace Lorraine back. Bismarck was not actually fort historically. Funny story. Otto von Bismarck was not a fan of starting a war with Prussia for Alsace-Lorraine. Later on, it became strategically useful to do so, and he thought it was winnable, which it obviously was, because they got absolutely hammered. But Bismarck in an RP is against the war for Alsace-Lorraine, but the nationalistic zeal that has overtaken most Germanic states demands it. So we're basically, if we go for Alsace-Lorraine and start a war with the French, we'll be pushed into it by our own people. Bismarck himself and the king does not want to do it. But there's like just massive calls for it across the country. We got to get our economy fixed first, though. The textile mills of Romania have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. We will probably want to look into that, too. And we can't do regulatory bodies. Only the trade unions are interested in it, and we are sure as hell not going to cooperate with them. Good. All that art is really useful for getting our people who are wealthy to become much wealthier. Services are really a poor comparison for doing that. We need to get more authority. Let's see if we can get rid of some of our decrees. We now have no decrees. Yeah, we have to get rid of our service taxes. That's also really holding back our quality of life, so I'm going to work on those as soon as we can. U.S. has begun mobilization. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's a war in Grand Colombia. Alright, we've won the war in Africa. Let's also, go ahead and start to take a few of these states. We'll send Brigadier Nicholas von Holstein-Gottorp again. Let's make sure we actually have market access there. We could use a bit more. Railway in Oromia, a railway in Amara, and then we'll have pretty much complete market access and supply routes there. Those electronic industries are going to be really nice. Telephones are great because they really increase the quality of life for your people. Good morning to you two. Krieger, how's it going? Debt crisis. Not really. We're outscaling our own debt, basically, because our economy is growing so quickly right now. We need more living space to keep expanding the German industrial machine. That is very true. We do. We're running out of people, unironically, already. Do right of assembly. Everyone wants it. Yeah, they do. We'll do that. I actually thought we already had it, but we do not. At this point, we're going to produce probably more groceries, but more steel would also be a good idea. I want us to become the #1 producer of steel. Hello there!
Good evening to the Prussian government.
Greetings, I am the Bundeschancellor. We've spoken many times, Ambassador. Welcome to my residence. What brings you to my office?
This is Juan, the Brazilian representative for the Brazilian Secret Service.
Oh, I thought it was the Cyan player. My bad. What can I do for you?
We've come to inform you of the developing plans on what we discussed previously.
Of course.
We're looking at a potential 2 years until the operation goes ahead.
Very well. I am in the process of stabilizing my country's economy and a few other things. One of my generals made me aware of the deal that he had made with your government, and we are fully ready to stand behind it. Obviously, you are still looking at a divided Germanic nation. Prussia, of course, leads the Bundesstaat, but the Germanic leaders are more or less on our side. Now,
excellent. And I thought so with you in your ongoing development and trying to unify, of course.
Of course. Now, is it looking like the French will involve themselves in this war directly?
It's unknown because their pact has been broken. So we are not sure. However, I would like to also say that the Dutch are also on our side, which is great. I'm very sorry. I have to just go right this second. One moment.
No worries. In that case, we need to build up way more munitions. We might be about to get into the war of France here. We basically promised to back a play by the Brazilians and the Mexicans to push out American influence, and we're going to stand behind that. So this will get very spicy very quick.
Good day. Is the great Bismarck present? This is an ambassador from Siam.
Ambassador, yes, I most certainly am. What can I do for you?
Good day, Sir Bismarck. I am here to tell you that we had recently had a diplomatic encounter with the French, in which we spoke about the mass Vietnamese immigration to our country, which was akin to, well, a great flood of fleeing people. We spoke to the French ambassador, for I believe they no longer have a king. This was seen as a grave insult. For we were only suggesting that perhaps if they were all fleeing to our country due to their republican beliefs, that perhaps the entire, well, nation of Vietnam would better be under our care, though we did not threaten war on anything.
Ambassador, please tell me you didn't start a war with the French.
I believe I did not, though tensions have risen considerably.
I am very aware of it. At home in Germany, I do everything I can to try and stop the cries of the people for a war with the French. It's not the time for it. We have so much to do to unite
Yes.
and make our nation strong.
On another note, many of our economic advisors are very worried about our markets right now. Could you perhaps give us a little bit of an update?
In regards to what parts of your market? I apologize.
Why is steel doubling in price and the price of tools, coal, anything needed to run a government suddenly tripling or doubling in price?
We have integrated a number of Germanic states, as well as been restructuring our economy, broadly speaking. I also, out of RP, do you have enough convoys to bring those in? Because even within your own market, you need enough. Do me a favor real quick.
Yeah,
go to your
I have
market.
I have 1,500 extra. I know how it works.
Oh shit, then that's very odd.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? So I was just checking up on that.
We do have a surplus of, not a surplus, but we have a lot of steel. I'm surprised to hear that you're having issues with that. What were the other goods that you were having problems with?
Tools, paper, glass, coal, iron, all goods I was previously getting, well, for very cheap and in great surplus from your nation.
We will start to import those right now. You do have to understand that we are doing, again, a dramatic restructuring, and we are an export economy. It's one of the reasons that we're so competitive is that we do allow for free trade.
Yes, indeed. And we have very much modeled our own economy after yours, but much more in the agrarian and luxury goods. So we are not running a great deficit, but on the long term, we are starting to worry. But as you say,
the tool issue is a
time this will
problem.
be fixed.
I will go ahead and administer a deal with the Russians in order to incorporate more tools. If needed, we will start to produce them directly ourselves. You are also welcome to, if you would like.
Oh yes, we have already started creating a great many steel workshops and tool workshops, and coal mines for that matter.
Yeah, coal and tools would be very useful. I will say that we are about to restructure our economy to drastically increase our production of steel. So you will be competing with German labor for that. That's, of course, your choice. You have full right within the market to do so.
Yes.
But the goods we will be producing a lot more of are explosives, steel, glass, as well as military arms and luxury goods from here on out.
Very well. I shall focus more on tools and paper.
Very well. I think that would be quite nice. Iron for us is quite cheap. How much more is it for you right now?
Iron just left the list. I think something just oh, it's back again.
Out of RP, the free market system is really weird that I have, so it'll just fluctuate really quickly because of AI and players. It's
yeah.
Just heads up.
Yeah. Last session it fluctuated too, but it was like little jumps. Right now it's like boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I know.
So
that's odd.
Yeah, maybe I'll just wait it out for a bit and see what happens. But good luck fixing the economy. I'll do my best too.
Very well. The economy is of critical concern. I can promise you that.
The great King of Siam wishes to pursue some of your academic documents to study at home. He wishes to know precisely how to model his economy after yours. Do you have any recommendation of books of great economists?
I have several I can mention to you. Of course, the classics like Adam Smith are always useful. I would like to also put you into contact with the German Economic Advisory Board. They have a number of very intelligent members there who I'm sure could be better recommending those sorts of things. I've read much of it in my own life, but you know, things change so dramatically, especially with the modern economic system. I would advise, I could have one of my advisors give you a tour, if you'd like, of the German National Bank and put you in contact with some economists there who perhaps would be better suited to that.
Yes, that would be very thankful, for we are indeed thinking of starting a banking system of our own.
Of course, as long as you're using German currency, that is completely fine by us.
Well, we have no complaints about the currency at the moment. Also, I don't see we have much choice in the matter. So we must say, compared to our neighbors, we have been growing quite quickly.
You have.
Well, I shall enjoy the tour of your bank, and I shall meet with all your advisors. Thank you very much, and I wish you
course.
much success in the coming years.
Farewell,
Good day.
Ambassador. Do you have public health care yet? Curse, I don't think so. No, we still have private. We have public schooling, though. Blind people and resources. Whatever laws can we enact? There's a number we could enact, but RP-wise, I'm basically playing it out that Bismarck is just, like, holding together the government by getting both of the main parties and coalitions in our government to kind of not... to cooperate, because we have both of them in our government, meaning I'm RPing that basically almost nothing can get done, essentially, right? So... that's kind of the route I'm going with this. So we're not going to pass a lot of laws. Right of assembly makes sense, but everything else we will not. Also, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back.
Chancellor? Greetings.
All right. Combustion engine. We have automobile production now as well. And reconnaissance. Hello there.
Greetings, Chancellor. I just came here on an envoy to inform you that the Dutch have noticed that the trade of coal has been very peculiar, and very irregular, such that it's destabilized our markets, and we have reset those import amounts. I think it should relieve your current coal shortage.
We've had a lot of fluctuations in our economy over the last several months. Our economic advisors are currently trying to ascertain why this is happening.
But this should come a great way into stabilizing those trade relations again.
Wonderful. I do apologize about that again. The oftentimes erratic nature of a free market like this can be a bit of a problem, but we'll do everything we can to try and stabilize things on our end. I can assure you of that.
Yes. That was it. I will be going back.
Very well. We're the second biggest producer of coal in the world. When our coal exports become erratic, it's a big problem. So was here for you? Was it just Kicker or was there anyone else? Geopolitical, you desperately need player or countries like Russia, USA, UK, and France, and Austria will surpass you since they have more people. That is true. What is our population comparatively? Yeah, Austria's passed us a little bit. Problem is to pass public health care, there's no one really supporting it. We would need the trade unions in our government, and I'm not going to do that, RP-wise. Oh, wonderful. We have international exchange standards for our trading is even more competitive now. Maybe central planning. Or pneumatic tools. Those are very useful. Market access wise, we have a few more problems there. Baden. And then still in Amara. Are we not building another one there? I thought we were. We already did. It wasn't enough. Okay, another one in Amara. And then another one also in that region. Despite our proclaimed goal of ending the slave trade in Africa, recent reports that laborers at Equatoria are in all but named slaves under our own colonial administration. We cannot allow that, and we'll need to stop it. We do have a very sizable, powerful, liberal contingent of our government that would demand the end of those sorts of things. Give us 15 infamy, we can't do that, so we'll wait. There is also probably going to be a war with America very soon, so we need to be ready for that. Oh, we are completely done on all of that. Let's upgrade our barracks some more. Yeah, we're just out of people at this point. It's growing quickly, but not quick enough. I gotta wait for a war on them. See if we can free up. We need more coal, really, because that'll allow us to free up more laborers. I think we could probably free up more. Let me look.
Greetings, sir. Apologies for my quick departure before. There was a fire in the office.
No worries at all. What can I do for you?
We were just discussing about the operation that would be going forward, and I rudely had to leave very quickly.
It's no matter.
No problem. I just wanted to confirm that operation will go ahead in roughly a year, maybe less. But
That's fine. I'm doing everything I can to prepare my country for that situation. Any news on who exactly will be involved and who will not?
It's looking like the United Kingdom will be getting involved. We still have no idea about France. They're a bit of a closed book to us at the moment. We don't really have access to.
If both the French and the British join, I will not be able to win that war. Do you have other European powers who would involve themselves at that point?
So as well as me, Mexico, you will have the support of Austria, the Netherlands, Spain, and Portugal.
Very well. We will have to pray to God for the best, I suppose. Are you a religious man?
I personally am, yes.
It's good to hear. We will need God on our side in these times. He looks
We
after
will
the
indeed.
German people, and I hope he looks after the Brazilians as well.
We've felt his presence since our rise to power, yes.
Of course.
Yes.
It's good to hear.
I will come and give you fair warning, but I wish you all the best.
We appreciate the warning and look forward to cooperating here. It is
Excellent.
a
Take care.
German future, and in the Americas, a Brazilian one.
Excellent. All the best.
If you do too much hardcore RP, then you will fall behind. I don't think Bismarck would oppose the idea of public healthcare. I agree, but I'm not. I will do some stuff to keep up with other players and countries, but I am not going to do just like unrealistic things that would break the RP just to get ahead. I'm not going to do that. I agree it would be nice to do it, but there's no way we'd allow the trade unionists into our government, so it's not really possible. Also, funny story, in terms of the calculations in Victoria 3 itself, public healthcare becomes less efficient than private healthcare when people are wealthy enough. When we get our standard of living high enough, it's actually more efficient to use private healthcare. Funny story. So, just a heads up also about that. Yeah, if the French join, we will demand I'll say the rain, but our military is... it's not amazing, I'm gonna be honest. Like, we're very advanced, but... Still need more ironclads. We're just out of people, though.
Hello, Germany.
I am Bundeskanzler Otto von Bismarck. What can I do for you?
Well, Bismarck, we come to you today is we have looked at the projections of the next generation of naval technology, and the cost is beyond comprehension. We were wondering if you were interested in an arms treaty.
An arms treaty, you say?
Yes. So that we can limit the Navy, the size of the ships we build in the world, so the costs don't swallow us all into revolution.
That is an interesting proposal, I must say. What did you have in mind exactly?
We need to make sure that the size of ships doesn't become too large. We see the world today, the ships we are producing today as being able to survive hits, tremendous hits from each other, but not having the pursuit of guns that can pierce that armor. I was wondering if we could make a deal and go to other nations, sign on to a deal, so that we don't make ships large enough that they become able to hold guns that can pierce through steel armor.
This doesn't happen to have anything to do with the fact that we're now in a position to contend your navy as well as many other powers. I mean, by doing this, many would give up the strategic power they would have over your country.
Yes, but they would also be allowed to limit us to the size and power of the navy that we command.
I know, but you are asking for a big trade-off here. What can you give any assurances of your country not abusing this situation? For example, my general staff and my admirals have made me aware of the fact that we are very close to being of equivalent naval power to yours, and from there being able to go well past it. And my advisors suggest that that is a wise course of action. So, is there any assurances you can give about the actions of the United Kingdom that may stop this from being a concern?
What assurances are you looking for?
We wish to see you not abuse that navy in order to project continual power around the globe to a dangerous degree. In that we do not wish for you to use it as a cudgel by which to bash nations to your will, as we have seen from the French as well as yourself in recent decades.
We are still a colonial empire and must pursue colonial aims, but
I would never suggest that you don't. My issue is more
I have an
concerning-
idea, actually. What if we could tie protection from said cudgel to the signing of the documents? And an agreement to not exceed the limits that we set on ship design.
You would be more or less holding Europe at ransom to yourself in that context, though, is the issue.
Well, yes, but the more people we get to sign on to the deal, the more protection that all the members enjoy. We would, of course, have to retaliate against any person in Europe that does not sign or breaks their agreements in the signature.
I must say I'm very wary at the prospect of...
And it is our position that we are very wary of where they will lead if we continue this arms race any further. I have seen designs for ships, sir, that would shock you.
I'm gonna have to say, unfortunately, no. The concept of this, in theory, is a good one, as the cost of navies are quite dramatic, and I myself find colonial matters to be a bit of a waste. However, the issue here is we foresee this being used as a treaty by which Britain can essentially keep other powers below themselves navally and utilize that in order to create a collective alliance to stop other powers from getting in. And as such, we most certainly cannot agree.
All right, then. We shall see what the day brings.
We shall indeed. Thank you for your time, Ambassador. We're out of people. I'm trying to figure out what to do about the population issue right now. We will give... no, not universal voting. We're not ready for that quite yet. Let me think here. Where is our food imports coming from? Primarily from Egypt. And from Britain. If we went to war with Britain, we'd lose a ton of fucking grain. We can't do that. We need to find a replacement. That's very difficult. Anything else we can do to free up more labor? Do a little bit of this. We can't afford the coal is the problem. Coal and tools. We'll just build more and hope that we get more people for it. Perhaps more immigration will come through in that way. Probably not at tech level 4 in 1873, though. Tractors would solve a lot of your problems. No, because most of our population base isn't, like, agrarian. That's the problem. Like, if we got tractors, it would free up a lot of laborers, but not as many as you would think, just because our economy is entirely, like, a specialized industrial. Like, that's what it is, so... That's the issue there. Look at that investment pool. Goddamn. That would do a lot. Public motor carriages would free up 300,000. However, we need 3,000 transportation for that. This would give us most of what we need, but it would reduce our infrastructure. Coal, 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 coal. See if we can create the demand. And then we will make another play here. Oh, fucking did 28. God damn it. Oh. We'll send Major Karl von Hindenburg. Hopefully we can get that infamy down very quickly here. That's a little brutal. Naval treaty? How preposterous. Unfortunately, it's a good idea in theory, but in practice, with Britain's naval size, it's just going to be used by them for things that are advantageous to us, so we'll see how that goes. Time for a transportation revolution. Yeah, it really is. That's what we need, but we need people. We don't have any fucking people. Everyone's employed. I mean, our population growth is massive, right? But it's not enough. How does our economy stack up, actually? Very high. Ottomans are ahead. He has all those fucking people. The War of Sheol will give us access to another 1 million workers, which is really important, so we'll do that. We need oil and automobiles. Which we will have very soon. Yep. Then automobiles. How many do we need total? 250. This produces 200. And one more and we should be fine. Actually, we'll do automobile production for all of them. It's actually fairly valuable for the most part. Oh, no, not the Rhine, though. The other ones. Okay. What happened to the bureaucracy? Our infamy went over 25, which gives you a massive penalty. I would agree to a naval treaty as long as it included hefty power limitations. There's no way the British will agree to that, though, so there's no point in wasting time in it. Yep. Battalions in reserve in North Germany. Rune. And we'll need one more in North Germany as well. No, we'll just keep that. Reserves are actually good. That'll be fun. Egypt is a player and a close trade partner of our country, so we're not going to do that. The French are continuing to antagonize us. Why are automobiles expensive? They shouldn't be. They're also not showing up, which is... No, there it is. Okay, we need more of them. We're not making enough. We need another 111. Problem is they don't have full employment. What is not productive that we can cut down on? Shipyards. Eh. We need those as well. Power plants. I see. I know what it was. So internal electric showing machines. That'll boost the economy. Should make electricity valuable. Still not quite enough. Should be. Coal. That's why. It's coal. Gonna follow Wolf Lord 131, and also thinking of it to follow Cheeseman and as well. I didn't see that one earlier. I apologize. How do we claim so much territory in Africa? Because at the Berlin conference, when we everyone got their claims to Africa, it went really well for us, and we managed to get claims on a bunch of regions, including all of Ethiopia, basically. We made a deal with the Egyptians to let them keep part of Gondor, but yeah, we literally just can't produce anything. We need more people. We need them now. And then we'll go for more steel as well. Now we need groceries. We need to raise our standard of living. Equatoria can produce a lot. We'll do 10 there. In Baden, what else do we really need? Steel. We'll need more ammunition though. And then the rest will do for that. A group of Christian missionaries want to bring the salvation of the gospels to our people in Equatoria. Absolutely. The War of the Shiwa, at least, is going very quick. We're just overwhelming them. It's been revealed that Peter Yahau of the Evangelical Church has been having a secret affair with a member of the clergy. We will have to oust him immediately. Good. The War of the Shiwa is done. We'll bring in the new part of our colonies as well. Give us more workforce that we can use for cheap goods there. What can we produce in the Shiwa, actually? It's already been maxed out on logging. Tea, sugar, and livestock as well. And cotton. Coffee we could really use. We don't produce that much, I don't think. No, we can produce a lot more. We'll turn that into coffee production. And we have radios now as well. We'll make some more specialty just for that. Like 5 in Baden, and then we'll make them produce radios as well, because they are needed for population wealth levels to go up. Almost below our infamy limit again.
Hello, Germany.
Hello there, what can I do for you?
Have you heard what the Brazilians have declared to the world?
Let me take a look. I was pinged in something.
They say that you've created an alliance between yourself, Spain, Portugal, Austria, Bavaria, and implying something about Mexico and Brazil to be a part of it.
Yeah, so what we have done is we have cooperated with the Brazilians and the Mexicans. There's been an issue of the Americans breaking treaties in the regions. We were approached to give aid, and we will, of course, do so if we are asked. So in that capacity, we cooperate with them. There is no overarching mega alliance, as you suggest, to be sure, but we are going to definitely support them in obviously enforcing any deals that they might have.
Yes, we were. This confuses us a bit. Is we have offered to mediate these tree disputes with Mexico and the United States, and they have flatly refused to deal with us in any way. We do
That
not
is
see
due
the
to the
reason
fact,
for
as far
the
as I'm aware-
escalation like this.
As far as I'm aware, that's because America dishonored agreements which should have already been in effect long ago, and it's kind of well past that point, which is
Yes,
understandable.
and we
A nation,
tried to mediate
nation
this.
that cannot obviously uphold its agreements is barely a nation at all.
The United States is insinuating to us that this alliance will be used to kick us out of Central America and the Caribbean.
Was there anything that suggested that?
None other than the United States.
As we were not made aware of anything like that ourselves, so as far as I'm aware, that is not the case.
As you are aware, we can pull Cuba and Canada out of this deal and speak to the United States about giving the land back, but we do not wish to be threatened, if you say to speak.
Were you
We
explicitly
decided.
threatened?
The Great Britain has not been threatened in any of these matters.
What?
You haven't been threatened.
That's
What
what we
I'm
came here to
This
be.
is actually a big deal. I'm curious. What were you threatened with?
We were told that this alliance of all these different states were going to form into a much larger bloc for global supremacy.
Oh, so you feel threatened, you weren't actually threatened.
Yes, we were told
I
that we
see.
should feel threatened. Now we
By
came
who?
to you first to assure ourselves that we were not being threatened by this.
When Britain has, I don't think any fears here. Prussia has no desire to waste her military and naval strength on a war with United Kingdom, which, although we think we would certainly be able to hold our own in, would be disastrous to our military and economy. And I hope Britain would feel the same.
Yes, but we have also. It is our interest to maintain peace in the New World and not allow it to have wars in the New World spiral out into control into the Old World.
This is a dispute
Unfortunately,
between Mexico and the United States, which needs to be dealt with. We were asked politely by American powers to assist in this. We obviously are not planning to establish a protectorate out of these countries. They are powerful in their own right and can hold their own. If a request is made of a European power with distinction like Germany, then it is completely within our bounds to assist them and within their bounds to propose it.
Yes.
Let me put this in.
Yeah, and it is yes. We understand this, but we are confused about how have the Prussians been able to succeed in this matter when we have not? When we have offered our mediation and aid to assist this matter, but the Mexicans are not.
I know it may be a bit of a shock, but there are other countries with diplomatic credentials. The Prussian Foreign Service is well known for being able to handle disputes in developing and non-European regions. And just because we were asked to mediate this and you weren't, doesn't mean it's a threat to you.
Yes. We were just trying to satisfy our confusions on the matter, as we have often offered to pay the debt owed to Mexico.
Sometimes it's about more than just money. Sometimes it's about deeper issues, and I think that's what's at play here. Although we, of course, will do everything we can to intermediate this and try and get a peaceful resolution. If these states feel as though action must be done, I don't think either of us have the right to tell them they can't.
Yes.
I would hope
if
the
you wish
British
for
feel they can do that.
yes, if you wish for the United Kingdom to help finance any deal, we are more than open to helping terms.
Did the Empire of Mexico speak?
Yes.
Of course, Ambassador.
Sure. So we would just like to say we would also like to pursue a diplomatic resolution for this matter. We have been trying for over 2 decades now to resolve this internally and diplomatically with the United States diplomats. However, they just seem unwilling to have any want or capacity to be able to make these payments, and it leads me to believe that they, when they made this deal, had no intention of making the full £75 million payment.
Well,
as far as we're aware, they currently do have only a minor amount of their own debt, so it's very odd that they're unable to meet these terms and conditions.
Yeah. It's not just that. I was also there in person when the United States was trying to garner support for a war against Mexico, to try and just stop paying the money and cease honouring its agreement. So, you know,
Well,
it's
That
undisputed.
is surprising.
that is unfortunate.
And we have also offered a diplomatic resolution to this. We have asked that we have made a land survey of different states across the region. The United States has paid $23 million of the total 75 million pounds. 23 million pounds of the total 75 million pounds. And we did a land survey of the states of Kansas and Colorado, which value them of the areas that the Mexican Empire had sold to the United States, and we valued these lands at 23 million pounds. In that case, we have offered a very reasonable diplomatic solution in which we would cede those territories, Colorado and Kansas, rightfully to the United States if they ended their illegal occupation of the states of California, Nevada, and Utah, because these lands were only to be ceded if the United States were to make these payments under the original agreement, and they have not lived up to those original agreements. So therefore,
So
the
they
Mexican
they
Empire
paid
finds
for
this an
that land
illegal
from you,
occupation.
correct? Or they were
Yes.
supposed to pay for it, and they never did
They were
that.
supposed to pay. Yes, they were supposed to pay for it and never did. Correct. That was the deal. 75 million pounds for.
So as you can see here,
policy.
Ambassador from the United
Yes.
Kingdom, that there is reasonable cause for this situation. Mediation would be nice, but
Yes,
if it doesn't happen,
yes. We agree.
good.
We
In that
wish
case,
to be a part of the mediation as well, though, because as we have said, that we are willing to help finance a deal.
I think what we've come to agree though is that unless what the Mexican government is asking for is given, the mediation is over.
But that's not mediation. That's setting demands.
We have
no,
sent.
this has been going on for 20 years now.
Yes.
And that's how long the mediation between them two have been going on for. You may just be only getting involved, but it's been going on for 20
No,
years.
we've been involved from the start, and our mediation has been
You should
refused.
understand.
So-
This is the final offer.
I would like to.
So it's a demand, not mediation.
I'd like to explain to you why we have demanded, or not demand, refused your involvement in the deal. And it's not, we don't refuse that the UK is involved in the deal in any way. It was just that the United Kingdom was demanding that we transfer the entire debt to the United Kingdom so that the United Kingdom would be in debt to the Mexican Empire instead of the United States. We found this unreasonable because the British Empire has a much larger navy, a much larger army, and much more influence around the world. And if you were to have a debt of 52 million pounds to me, then you could just turn around and say, oh, you know what, we're not going to pay that, and I do not have the military or political influence to be able to do anything about that. With the United States, they're my neighbors. I have a much closer diplomatic relationship with them, in that we speak diplomatically on regular terms, and that's what we wanted to deal with in this deal. And we didn't want that debt to be exported externally. If the United States, we've told the United States this many times, if they wanted to find an external financer for them to pay us the debt, that was totally their prerogative, and that was totally fine with us. But they have refused to do that.
I believe there's been some confusion. We were the ones that came to finance them. The debt was not going to come entirely on us. We were going to be the ones to start payments and to help give them breathing room as they face economic difficulties after the war. We were not going to have the debt entirely transfer us. We were just allowing for them to have stabilization.
Hold on. Before we continue this, I want to make something very clear. The Mexican Empire has given reasonable terms to the United States. I've refined a foreign backer to offset the debt, which clearly Mexico doesn't want it to be the United Kingdom, which is fair. Germany, for example, would be happy to do it as well, as I'm sure there's many other countries who would be able to do that. If the United States has waited 20 years not to do this and has still not done it, they've set reasonable conditions. At this point, I think it is very reasonable, if this is dragged on for this amount of time, to give an ultimatum to the United States. Either they can A, agree to a foreign backer to offset the debt and start payments, or B, the ceding of that territory should begin. And this has gone on for 20 years. Reasonable conditions have been set.
Mexico?
Payments are no longer a series of payments would no longer be acceptable. It's been 20 years, 10 years past the due date of these payments.
That's
it would
true.
not be,
That-
need to be
that money
payments. It
has
would need to be the
devalued
full
in
52
value.
million.
You've rejected means for payments to be given to you, though.
Hold
have
on,
not.
hold on. 1 second here. The issue is that payments and agreed upon terms set 20 years ago would be drastically devalued. Plus, that money going to Mexico and being invested in its industry would have increased tenfold by now. As such, the United States, by failure to pay that debt, has essentially robbed Mexico of the ability to develop themselves with that money that was not given to them. It is reasonable for them to ask for an equivalent exchange here.
Here.
And based on the land surveys, this is a totally reasonable ask. This is not I'm not extrapolating them in any way.
So
This
again,
is
there's a lot of
totally legitimate
argument going on
certified
here with
information.
United Kingdom. Obviously, United Kingdom, if you wish to involve yourself, that is fine. But arguing over these terms,
Well, yeah,
is
no,
going-
we're not.
Hold
We're
on,
not
I'm not
involving
done. I'm not
ourselves.
done talking. One moment. We could sit here arguing all the time, but clearly the countries involved don't want what you're proposing. So I think at this point, if the United Kingdom would like to involve itself and help get a peaceful resolution, you need to speak with the United States and convince them that this is in their best interest to take the diplomatic solution. Either a foreign backer, which the Mexicans could agree to, and more reasonable payments, or the option that they're asking for here, right? So,
Yes,
as
we
far as we're
shall.
aware,
We shall go to the United States on this. Then we
Very
must.
well.
We must ask, however, that Germany value the economic stability of the United States and admit the possibility the United States may not be
we
able
are
to.
already a trading partner of the United States. We're not walking in here cavalierly in this situation, but we also value other trading partners like the Brazilians and Mexicans, and we're not going to let them get absolutely screwed by a country, even if it would harm us economically, to not cooperate with them.
All right, I shall go speak to the United States about this.
Very well.
Hammer, if you'd like to come down, we're all in coalition channel.
Sure.
Hammer's come in. He's probably streaming. Hello.
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 I am an ambassador for the Bundeskanzler.
So-
I've traveled here to South America. What is the current
Mexico,
situation?
would you like to say a few words?
Yes. So at this point, it's either 52 million pounds being paid directly to the Mexican Empire, not in payments, one full payment, or it is the cession of those three states that I've demanded: Utah, Nevada, and California. If the United States don't accept these demands, unfortunately, we're going to have to bring this to war.
Allenkrieg.
Did you say something? Sorry, you cut out.
Me? No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I finished.
No, yeah, Kicker.
No, I just wanted to ask for a summary of the negotiations, but that was the summary.
Yeah, the issue is that this has been going on. This might be new for you gentlemen, but this issue for Mexico and America has been going on for about 20 years. And mitigations have failed to the point where action needs to be taken to reimburse Mexico. As my good Prussian friend said earlier in the discussion, the missing funds haven't only just been missing funds, but they have depreciated a lot over time. It has meant investment that Mexico couldn't put into its nation, and over time, as I'm sure you can understand, that the effect of that is tenfold.
Yeah.
Therefore, I truly do believe this is a worthy cause, and we should demand
Yeah, I
the
agree.
case of Utah, Nevada, and California. And to anyone who disagrees,
Go fuck yourself? No, I'm just kidding.
no, not quite, but they're obviously one that are untrustworthy potentially themselves if they are against signed agreements, which we all know are the bread and butter of our politics.
Mhm. Oh lord, the Ashkenazi are fleeing.
So
What are the Prussians doing?
in any case, we have made our demands clear to the United States and the United Kingdom, who is trying to insert themselves in negotiations. If they do not cede back these lands, I believe we will be going to war within the year of 1875. Is there anyone who has any issues or concerns with going to war within the next year over this matter?
I am not yet at 20 infantry. I need 2 more years, but that's because of the previous player, you know. You don't know that.
Especially Russia had joined this coalition pretty late, and we're very grateful for your support. However, I do not believe we will need, like, I don't think
No, it's
we will require
okay.
you
You
to have
don't need
trenched
to wait
infantry.
for me. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you
Okay.
that
Yeah, no problem.
information.
Yeah, no problem. I was just in an RP.
Yeah.
I was just, yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
okay. So
The
any other
Austrian
concerns?
military stands ready.
The Portuguese is ready.
Hello, France.
Greetings, France.
we help
Wish to speak with the Austrians once more.
Jeez.
But what matter is this regarding?
Japan.
Oh my god.
That matter was settled long ago. What are you talking about regarding it?
Well, first of all, I would like to discuss this with Austria privately.
I'm
This is
afraid you have currently walked into a military coalition meeting.
if that
We
if that's the
also
ca-
would like to, as a firm ally of the Austrian Empire, would like to know why this pertains to an issue that was settled at the conference regarding Asia.
Yes, it may be settled, but it was circumvented and navigated in a way that was not agreed upon.
So France is actively contending the Austrian control of the Japanese Tokugawa shogunate.
No, we are not contending their control. We are contending.
is the
Look,
issue?
wait. This is not the issue right now. I wish to speak with the Austrians, and if I understand that right now there is a military council, and the French delegation can wait outside
The
of
Prussian ambassador would like to
uh,
formally request to be at this meeting from our Austrian allies.
and you are
Of
invited.
course, you're welcome to come.
You are welcome. You are welcome. If that is the case, we can also invite our dearest ally, the Ottoman state. Then is
Okay,
that
then
is
the
that-
Russia requests to be
Then can
present
you
in
come
this
down
meeting.
Okay, everyone. In this case, after the war council has finished, we will call for any and who alliances so we can discuss this.
Yeah, this channel's becoming too large. We need to
Yeah.
get less people in here.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
This is our
America-
coalition. We
America
can-
wants to. Yeah, just did it. America needs to talk to the GC.
Yeah, about
If you two
certain
would like to
rules.
go to another channel.
Yes, we can speak. You can make
Yes,
a channel,
it's
or
about
we can
certain
meet
things with
in
certain OP things forming, so-
GC5.
Yes, thank you. So we can talk about certain
Well,
issues.
Yes, you
I
can
do
go
not
now.
want to. I don't want
should
to
Mexico
take
be
too
there?
Quite
much.
logical.
I don't want to
Okay.
take too long. That's what I'm trying to say, Britain. I don't want to take too long. I shall take my leave, but I will come back to you, Austria.
Of course.
Have we any developments?
We're waiting for the answers of the Americans' demands. So
Yes.
we're waiting for your developments.
It's a rather large coalition just for debt payments in the New World.
That's just because
That's
people
really
understand that
signed,
this
it's a
is.
signed treaty. Even
Am
if
I-
it's a signed treaty has to be.
This is a great
has to be-
power that is not honoring its financial obligations. That is a global issue.
I will. I attempted to begin negotiations with the United States on good faith. However, they said that they will not back down,
Well,
Very
there
well.
it is.
At least decided.
and that they will release a horrifying thing that they have spoken of.
What?
What exactly does
That's-
that mean?
They will turn the United States into a death chamber for all of Europe before they give in.
Okay, that's concerning.
What does that even mean?
It's new land talk. They don't understand true war. When was the last time America fought a true war? Let them talk. Let them threaten. We'll show
Hold
them
on.
the
No,
truth.
they did.
war.
They did fight the British. Someone remind me how that went.
1812.
Yeah, we won
Oh,
after
yeah.
we got involved. We let Canada fight that one out in the start, and then we got involved. I will remind everybody that was during the Napoleonic Wars. We were a little distracted
Yeah,
at the
making
time.
excuses.
Yeah, Napoleon was a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, true.
Thankfully, you had the Prussians there to stop the British Isles from being invaded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you at Waterloo? Were
No,
you
my
the
father
ones that
was.
stood on the hill?
He fought with the soldiers there. I can assure you.
Oh, you were on top
From
of
a
the hill at
proud
Waterloo?
military
That was
tradition.
crazy. Our people tell us that we were alone up there. Oh, that's crazy.
We
That's the whole time.
remember well the British as they were preparing to flee, and the proud Prussian army came forward
Preparing to
and
flee.
delivered
We were the ones that broke
decisive
the old guard.
blow upon the monster himself.
Britain, if you have nothing further on this matter, I would invite you to potentially step out of the room.
Damn,
will.
we're doing hands now.
Okay. Anyway, if the Americans are going to not acquiesce to our demands, and make threats of turning America into a death chamber, I don't see us
What
having
else
any
is
other
there to
choice
be
but
said
declare
here?
war.
Yeah, really.
I
What
believe
else
we
needs
should-
to be said?
So
believe
out of
action
RP,
would now take.
out of RP, I'm going to declare the war at the next session, so like when the halfway point. That makes
Sounds
sense.
What is the stratagem that Mexico proposes?
Okay, so I have to make sure all my maneuvers are correct. I have a interest in Gran Colombia. If France joins the war, I will be offering Prussia, French Guiana. If the UK joins the war, I will be offering Portugal. Oh wait, that actually doesn't work. They took the They don't have the Indies anymore. So then I might have to offer you the Cape.
See, how big this coalition is: Germany, Austria, Russia, Brazil, and Mexico against America. I think that coalition is far too big.
It's a coalition for a great power, not.
It's a very reasonable reason.
In the rules,
here.
it's stated that in the rules it assigned.
He is rank 13. He's a major. He's not a great power.
America is a great power at this point.
He literally at the session start he was.
Yeah.
He just
his economy is so bad.
Paying...
He would still be perceived as one. Let's be honest. I mean, like that's a technicality.
I do think this coalition is too big still, especially.
I know, but haste. This wasn't just done on a whim. Me and Mexico have been working on this all week to pull this together. You know,
I've been making a bunch of RP posts, like gaining international support for my coalition.
There are still like.
Would it help if we told you the battle plans? Because we're not all turning up to America.
The French and the UK.
Wait. Let Hammer speak.
Number 1 and 2.
Hold on, really quick. The issue here is there is a player who has refused to honor a treaty in the game. Now, I guess he can technicality go around that to stop a treaty from happening, so there's no rule set issue against him. However, that player broke an agreement with another player, which he technically was allowed to do, and refused to honor it for 20 years as a great power. I mean, it's not like it's, oh, poor little America, we're all ganging up on him. It's an America refused to honor obligations with a bunch of countries and is now about to pay for it, right? I mean, it's very different.
With the support of, I think, Britain and France, so...
And I've also made reasonable demands that have avoided war, and they've refused them.
Charles said that he would only be him and that Britain would not back him, but if Britain and France is backing him, I will allow it, yes.
I think that's the only stipulation for like me and Spain joining, right? Is if France join.
And I only join if the French and the British join, right?
Mexico.
So otherwise it doesn't go that way, right? There's a lot of like little like this coalition only fully comes into play if he gets support, right? So.
Yeah, I understand. What I heard from him was only him against all that. No, it was.
No, that's insanity.
That's
there
not
would be
what
no
that is.
need for this.
Yeah, I think Mexico can take America on his own.
No, he probably couldn't. Our stipulations for inviting great powers is that we have each offered them something that is owned by a great power that is not the United States, if they join the war.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the. It's in American statements, right? Most of this.
So basically, what happened was this is World War I. Like alliances cross alliances, and everyone's getting called in. Basically.
It's World War I, but in America and about Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, would you like to go down to talk to the United States about paying your debt?
Sure,
please.
I can go down there.
Didn't he say he was going to put everyone on a death chamber? What is there to talk?
Please, just advanced negotiations.
Yeah, I will speak. But
the treaty was
after those comments,
Colorado and returning the territories to Mexico, which between. Okay.
I mean, it's fair enough because it's in breach of the agreement, right? They were sold.
Yes, and the United States is willing to reach a new agreement to prevent war. So
I'll go down.
Well, if a new negotiation is backed by.
I believe this coalition can be used to undersign the treaty, the debt, to provide reasonable assurances to Mexico that the debt will be repaid in a timely manner.
Of course, as with all treaties.
As we said to the Mexicans, the problem with their debt is that they have no collateral or protections. If a debt was made in London to somebody else, you'd be able to sue somebody in London. But because the debt was made between international countries, there's no way to sue for it.
There is no international.
I will set up.
The United States is offering no terms. He's just threatening, saying he's got chemical warfare. So.
Okay, are you serious? Okay.
He's threatening.
Oh God, damn it.
No, they're talking now.
Well,
talking
all
now.
right. At that point, this is an actively dangerous country if he's developed these weapons. We can't let that just slide.
Please allow diplomacy. Please
well,
allow diplomacy to work in this matter.
Yes, well.
This is a madman in charge of a great power threatening the use of chemical warfare the Reich of the world has never seen before. At this point, at this point, we're going to formally propose a coalition to get rid of a dangerous regime here.
Surely this can't be true. He can't have developed weapons like that.
That's what he's threatening.
A man can threaten all he likes,
going
but
to
I
send
purely doubt
spies
he actually
into
has
America,
them.
And, we'll
Do we
see
have
about
any
it.
evidence of this, bar his words?
I just went and heard him.
No.
That's all I can say.
I have our spy. Okay, our spies can confirm that we do not have knowledge of them actually having this. They're just merely threatening it. We believe.
Even if he was to unlock them in, say, a few months, it would take years for him to supply this army. This technology doesn't come out of thin air. The factories must produce them.
I mean, he could do some pretty horrible things with them. Let's be honest.
You are true, but it would leave his army disorganized, surely.
But
If the coalition partners and United Kingdom, perhaps even United States, we would like to propose arbitration in this, perhaps in the likeness
Hastening,
of...
the issue is there's been attempted arbitration for a long time and it's not gone anywhere. That's the issue here, man.
Oh,
the United States has just stated that there will be no terms and he wants to fight it instead.
Oh, okay, so... Or it is then.
Before I leave, I would like to state that Great Britain tried in every effort to prevent this war.
Of course, we appreciate that.
Also, isn't his threats of chemical warfare like not escalating it to the point of like bringing in other powers to stop him?
If he has them, yes.
He's personally threatened me with chemical weapons if I invade.
Oh,
him,
sure,
so.
but threats can mean one thing. Actually using them on the battlefield is another.
Well, he should learn to use his words carefully then, shouldn't he?
Yep. Yeah, of course.
His choice.
The truly worrying sign of a world leader who openly admits and threatens such usage of such weapons.
Right, gentlemen, it has all been agreed. We have tried every effort possible. I think the time is now.
Yeah. So at this out of roleplay at the start of next session, I will start the play back in roleplay. I will begin the diplomatic play to conquer California. I've received information that France and the United Kingdom will not be joining such a war. So we do not have anything to offer.
Therefore those people that we have terms with, offering the territories of the great powers that we're going to join, you are free to not join. But
however,
we would like to uphold our agreements with you. If we offer trade and other support, we would still honour those.
Fully agree.
Okay. In that case, Russia and Prussia, can I borrow you and we can have a chat with the French in regards to the queries had about the Japanese?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Were we having this meeting?
Thank you for your attendance.
I'll in Vienna. I'll invite the French over.
Hastening, are we having a session break now?
Yes, we are. I'm going to save, and we're going to make the rehash. Yes.
I don't know. I made this. Japan went from a backwater.
Are we rehashing?
We are.
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting us to Vienna, and to the treaty. From what I've received, look, any verbal treaty with the previous king of France, well, we're trying to get the information that was lost. But if I remember, but from what his clerks and administrators told us, that the agreement was that Japan was to be granted to a great power, and which most of Europe has agreed it would be Austria, but under consensus that it would be to conquer it. Correct?
No, not necessarily. As long as it falls under the suzerain of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and that it was able to be traded with through Austria-Hungary, then it would be fine. That's all that was agreed, really. And I've made that the way. Every European nation can now trade with Japan through our markets.
I also would like to
can I
make a
ask-
point here before the French delegate continues. You at the conference did make much contention about this treaty. You complained about it loudly, but at the end of the day, Prussia finds it important to point out that Austria doesn't need your permission. They don't need your agreement. And it would be nice if we could get you to walk away from this understanding that France does not have the right to project any influence in that region. But Prussia feels it important to point out the fact that we're all gathered here under a circumstance in which we reject utterly. That is, that you have some right in this conversation when it was already agreed upon by the powers of Europe.
Okay.
Russia
well,
Russia's statement.
We
Alright.
understand that the change of leadership within your nation can be a tough one, and that facts and treaties and agreements may get lost, and we accept that. However, the Prussians are right. As much as you can disagree and say you don't like it and want to change things, it's too late. It's not going to happen. Japan will remain under Austrian agreement as per the treaty they have signed, which was signed diplomatically and not by force. So, unless you want to escalate this matter, then
Are
I
you
think the
suggesting you're going
conversation
to
is
start a
over.
war here, France? Because that's the only situation here.
Okay,
where I think
okay,
any of us
okay. I
need
have to
listen
stop you
this.
right there, sir. I allow you all to speak, all three of you to speak. I wish to interrupt, but it is impolite, especially as our previous king was such a imbecile who refuses to understand diplomacy.
A common theme
this
with French leadership,
delegation-
indeed.
This. These quips will not be forgotten. This delegation wishes to express discontent and disapproval. It does not imply anything of aggressive conquest, which just further proves the Prussian request for aggression towards the French state. But other than that, this was mostly a query with the Austrians that I do not understand why the Prussians must butt themselves in. Of course, anything against French sovereignty and its hegemony over the globe.
You have a habit of taking advantage and forcing people under your whims, such as the occupation of Alsace-Lorraine. We want to make sure that you're not going to do it further to friends of ours.
Excuse me, sir. This is not the right time. This is not the right time to speak of that. We can
There's
find.
never a right time for the people that you put under your boot.
This is what I feared. I only wanted to ask to clarify the specified treaty, and you've only come here with aggression, hostility, and nothing else.
There's nothing to clarify. By clarifying, that is aggression in
powers
itself.
of Europe.
Yes.
This is not. This is not civilized.
The conversation has been had. I've told you exactly what has happened. I've told you what was agreed. And I see then no further need for conversation.
No further need. We need. The delegation, the French delegation, would like to express their discontent and what we could. What.
You can express that all you like, but you could also express that all the way in France. You don't need to come to Vienna to do that.
My good sir. So you would like us send a letter that you'll throw away then?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any meaningful? Is there anything meaningful here that you want? Like,
gentlemen, please.
This is a decided issue.
This is not just a decided issue.
It's long decided. Your own complaints don't factor into it.
Okay, Russia, you need to quiet down. I don't know why you are here. This is a matter between.
Because Russia, I personally invited them because Russia stands with us as part of the members who agreed for Japan to fall under the Austrian-Hungarian
I was
Empire.
present in the treaty, and my traders already through Sakhalin have made much money from this endeavor, and I do not want to wish it be changed.
Yes, suckling of the teeth of the Prussian titty. Do you like being a baby then? Look,
if you're going to debase yourself,
I hear nothing but the yappy of the French mongrel.
This damn debate.
Perhaps the escargot has clouded his mind. They're strange people, the French.
Clearly, the Prussian has drank too much beer and got drunk off his.
Damn right, we enjoy our life, unlike just whatever the fuck you're doing with Paris.
This is what happens when you try and speak to Republicans and their attitudes. It just debases themselves. They only want things. They don't even understand diplomacy.
I would
Speaking of diplomacy, yet you start with the insults. I've come here with a genuine questioning.
You literally called me a baby.
Yeah.
You said that after the insult, you Russian imbecile. Look,
Oh, look at this.
No, don't you look me. Look, right now we are going to do more than just a diplomatic objection, and we are further insulted by the how the treatment of our delegation.
You can be as insulted as you like, and you're welcome to your own opinion. But unless really there's anything further, I'd rather not have you shouting in my offices.
Out of RP, I have only one specific issue with this, is that Japan was still isolationist, and so I just feel like they shouldn't have been able to be invited into your market freely like that. I think that you should have at least had one war to open their markets before doing so. That's all.
He made an agreement with a player, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah, it was diplomatically.
No, I know. Like, so there was, but like pressuring a player who just joined in like the first session, it's kind of weird and just like unfair.
So no, actually, well, technically there was a player last session who I almost got an agreement with, but then his game crashed, and I would have
joined for that session.
Yeah, but then we got a new player, and I went in and went, "Do you want to be a protectorate?" I said I was going to fund him. I did a treaty. Like, it doesn't matter if a player joins in the last minute or not. It wasn't pressurized either. I admittedly, at no point during the diplomatic talks did I ever mention that I was going to invade him for anything, because I knew I couldn't, because it was going to kill my infamy. So I tried to just go peaceful. Do you want to join my market? You can then, I'll subsidize you, and you can build up your crap Japan that's been AI for the past 20 years. He went, yeah, and I went, cool.
Okay, Falona, wait, Falona, can I? Okay, sorry to interrupt, Falona. Out of RP, as much as in character, I want to object to this. Technically, I'm kind of okay with this. I mean, because it's if you think about it, let's say the shogun is an idiot who doesn't listen to his nobles, and he accepts being under the customs union. And you know what? Didn't I tell you about this? How literally real-world countries do circumvent this type of shit. Like if a treaty says this, and then they'll do, "Oopsie, we'll do something else." And so, you know what? I'll play devil's advocate and say, sure, but in character, yeah, you idiot, yeah. We will make an objective. We will make an objection. Grr. Yes.
Who is the Japanese player today?
It was Warris.
Every day.
Oh yeah,
he's
an Amadar player who hopped on just as a sub too. I don't think he's coming back next week.
Oh, okay.
Yep. This is why I have an issue with that, but you know, it's already done. So in RP, it's fine. I really honestly don't mind in RP.
If he hadn't made like the preliminary beginnings of a deal, because I was hearing about that last week. Yeah, I agree. This would be a little bit like iffy. But the thing was, he did make basically almost a full deal with the government of Japan when it was a player last week with that player. And just because that player crashed, and then this went this way, I mean, he's got a valid reason for it, you know.
I think out of RP, you could justify it as like, I haven't like done it. It's only a protectorate, so it's just the customs market. All I'm doing is arguably building up Japan so that they can have. So if someone wants to jump in next week, they can have an actual like full game. You know, it builds up the country rather than, because it's been set on AI. It's basically useless. He had irregular infantry, and the AI was just building, so it wasn't going to be a fun nation to play. So it makes, at least this way, you know, if someone wants to come in after the player leaves, someone can actually play them and have fun.
No, I agree with that.
I get that.
Yeah. Because like the longer you leave Japan with no one on it, the less fun they get, because the AI is going to do nothing with it.
No, I fully agree with that. It's more of an issue of like, we shouldn't want to allow like isolationist countries to be able to do that on a whim anyway, because like you should either only join markets through subjugation or through you know, like changing your laws.
The thing though is, hold on, one thing. Due to the fact that they were so weak due to their economy being shipped from the AI, if that was a strong Japan and they could have contended, absolutely. But you got to remember, in this game, this is a very poor, very weak Japan. Sure, they're a proud people, but if they're staring down the Austrian Navy and army, they're not stupid. They would.
Well, in RP, I literally turned up with like my navy, which just
they
had
been guaranteed by the French for independence too against the Austrians. So like, there was more going on that I don't think was correctly indicated to a player that was just sitting in on Japan anyway.
That's understandable. I mean, but that's also on the French player to go speak to him, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
Such a
going
shame.
to the Japanese player preemptively and not even like including the French player, it's.
I can kind of see where you're coming from in that regard.
Well, but that would what would that come down to, right? That'd come down
It'd
to
just
a
be
major,
more
a
arguing.
war. It'd be a huge war in Europe, right? And I'm not
Right,
opposed
but,
to it
like,
because I want
I think that
to
we
fight
can-
them, but you know.
I think everybody's been edging for the war, but like we're kind of doing ways to avoid the.
Europe is a very glass powder keg, right? We're all sitting here going, we want to fight each other, but we're also sitting. I think we're all collectively going, man, we can't afford a fucking war. It's so historically accurate. I love it. Because we all want to fight each other, but we all cannot afford to fight each other because it will
The
cripple
feeling of
every one of
massacring
our...
the French in Alsace-Lorraine is it's gonna be a beautiful thing, but you know, can't start it for no reason.
Yeah,
we can't wait to kick the butts out of the Rhine, but can't start it without no RP either.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yay!
I do understand your concerns.
Yeah, I'm not like actually upset with you. It's more of just like a I don't
No,
want.
I completely understand where you're coming from. I can see exactly what you're saying, and I do agree to some regard. I just also don't think this is like a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Because him on his own would have just been like a boring game for him. At least now he can have some fun trying to build an economy. Because I am like subsidizing him and everything.
Yeah. No, it's good. And then, of course, in RP, you're a terrible person who obviously is oppressing all of the people within your nation, so...
Incorrect. You illegally met with diplomats who don't have any authority of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. They've since been arrested because they've been conducting treasonous acts.
Were accepted in Austria, and yet it seems that you are free to arrest any Hungarians that you deem are dissidents, quote unquote, to your nation, and I think that that is extremely offensive.
Of course. Do you not arrest rapists and criminals within your lands, or do you just let them roam free?
Simply meant to speak with the Ottomans about matters of state.
They had lists of crimes, sir. We had them on trials for many such things, many crimes, not just meeting the Ottomans.
Very good at showing true justice and equality.
So I want to clarify something. The Ottoman Empire, the nation known for the enslaving, subjugation, rape, and pillaging of every country that remotely has bordered them in human history, is complaining about the rights of the people of Austria. Am I getting this correct?
Yeah, this is correct. I don't know where he's coming from.
The Austrian people who have
They say that there's no humor in politics, but this clearly shows that not to be the case.
Prevented the Ottomans from banning slavery within the nations of Wallachia and Moldavia because they are guaranteeing.
I'm sure the mass graves found all throughout the Balkans will feel much better about that.
To be fair, that is shared between the Austrians as well, is it not?
Killing the invading Turks is not a crime.
So the Croats, Serbs, Romanians are all invaders then? I'm sure
when they are enslaved and forced to become Turks, most certainly.
They chose to speak the language and follow the faith out of their own volition.
Get their head chopped off or speak the language from a young age. Absolutely. I am curious, Ambassador from the Ottomans. Do you still have a habit of cutting off the balls of your soldiers? Just curious.
We do not have that habit anymore, but we are curious as to whether or not the Russians were trained to walk in goose step from a very young age. In such a manner as to suggest that they are just purely
something your
animals.
military could learn a lot from. Actual
Is
order.
this so funny, don't you think, Ottomans? How a Prussian boy, instead of learning how to farm, he learns how to take a stick and beat other people with it. It's clearly an uncivilized.
At least my country's not full of sodomites.
This is true. The French cannot talk about how they treat their citizens.
We've seen your stagnant population growth. Is that due to all the sodomy in Paris, Ambassador?
I believe it has something to do with the
Such
incest
high
rampant in the
luxury
country.
with good education and workers' protections. Oh no! However, will this low
Workers'
birth rate worry me?
protections. I laugh in the face of that. Ridiculous. Workers don't need protections. They're there to work.
And low quality of life.
Only vagabonds can be protected.
The Austrian-held regions of Hungary, who are clearly suffering underneath Austrian rule and are chomping at the bit.
Incorrect. They are well-documented citizens within the nation and are awarded
He's
all
simply
of the
trying
rights as
to
an
goad you
Austrian.
on with their silly
it's-
words. They ignore it. It's the
ridiculous.
ramblings of a second-class power.
Guys, out of RP, I really need to go to the toilet, for fuck's sake. I need to go.
Okay.
No, we have to
go.
bash
You
out
don't
the
need-
French
you don't
more.
need permission, sir.
I'm going to talk to Egypt. Be right back.
Yeah, RP wise, I'm so upset with you all. I'm storming out of the room. Okay,
Is there
bye.
anything else here? Otherwise, I really can't stand the smell of the French ambassador. Is there anything else?
I don't
Why don't
believe
you
so.
declare war already? That is all.
Very well. Thank you for
Okay.
your time.
Thank you for your support, Prussia.
Of course. While we have a moment here, again, do you have any smelling salts? Again, the escargot smell. I can't get it out of my mouth.
Of course. Let me
Thank you.
call in a guard to bring some in for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It needs to clear the palate. I apologize.
No, of course. These French. I don't know why I let them into Vienna.
It's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing.
It's safe now. That's I can tell you, sir.
Regarding the future, it is quite clear that we have a war on the horizon with the French and the Ottomans. I will be honest, jokes aside, the Ottomans have proven themselves to become shockingly powerful very quickly. And we most certainly need to have a cutting down of size, I think, there.
We have been saying this for years. How many meetings have we been in when I've told you that their growth is scary? And it won't be long before they're asking to kick down the doors, and they're trying to speak of dissolution of the Austrian Empire. Could you believe such a thing? But I'm glad you finally understand.
I fully understand. I will be telling the Bundeskanzler when I'm back in Berlin of this. He already has been moving in that direction himself. Though he is not looking for a war until obviously we are fully unified. But that being said, I can assure you from my own government that you have our full backing for a proper conflict here. And given the danger that is present, Prussia will be happy to provide any resources needed.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that, because the Ottoman and French threat is something that can't be ignored. They look like they're carving up Africa to be for their own. So this is a welcome conversation topic from you. One thing I did also want to bring up with you, how is my son doing? Are they doing well in Berlin? Is the relationship with your king's daughter prospering, or should I return him?
Because now, unfortunately, Oscar von Hohenzollern did inherit after the death of his father, so it would be the king's sister. She's in good spirit. She has her residence is outside the capital, I believe somewhere in Mecklenburg. I'm not an expert on the royal family, but as far as their marriage goes, I believe it is stable. The tabloids, they print all sorts of filth. If you believed half of it, our whole country would be run by degenerates. But I'm sure that they're just simply going through a rough patch, if it's to be believed.
Of course. Well, that is good to hear. Just wanted to make sure he was being well looked after whilst in your country.
The
I wouldn't doubt it, of course.
royal family is more than enough to assure his comforts. I can assure you of that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Is there anything else, Ambassador?
No, I think that is all. Thank you for your time.
And you. Well, that was contentious. What's up, Moose? It was a conference between the French, the Ottomans, the Austrians, and the Prussians. We're really close to like a world war. It's just like right around the corner. Is this how the 1800 politics worked? Bunch of men yelling and shouting about smelling salts? I like to think so. It's not very different than modern politics. It's just a little bit more polite, I guess. How the fuck is my army like nearly half the size of yours? Standing army? Scandinavia? Because I haven't really built up mine in quite some time. I could get it a lot more. What kind? It's also expensive. What kind of units do you have? So you are 2 techs behind in basically everything, Schwab, meaning that your military is way cheaper. That's a big part of it. We have won the Colonial War in Africa. Wonderful. Multilateral alliances. We'll go for electric railways. Yeah, you are very far behind on tech.
Good day. Is the Sir Bismarck here?
I am the Bundeskanzler. What can I do for you, Ambassador?
Good day. Yes, I just had a meeting with a ambassador from the British themselves. They have informed us that I will soon be bordering their dominion of India. They shall be using some of my ports to rearm and such. However, they shall be granting me the state of Shan. However, I thought it wise to make you aware of this development.
We do not acknowledge the right to the British Empire upon the state of Burma, as it was a protectorate of the Qing, which we freed in our war, where we also freed you. As such, we do not respect their claims there, and would if there is to be anything done, need to obviously have discussions with them.
I have heard that they will start justifying their war quite soon, and that their ships will be arriving in the Indonesian areas.
In that case, would
shortly.
you like to accompany me to London?
Very well. London.
Find where the fuck his channel is. Hello there.
Hello.
Oh.
Welcome to India.
I am here to speak with the leader of the British Empire, as we've heard some very concerning news.
Yeah, we approached the Asian powers about our fleet tour.
I did, but we heard news specifically about Burma, which was quite worrying.
Yes, we mediated with Siam about splitting Burma.
Yes, the problem there is that you plan to take land there for yourself, and given that Burma, although it's not in the German sphere, it was us who freed them from the Qing, and as such, we would not, under any circumstance, support a British dominion there.
Yes, we are splitting Burma in between the Raj and Siam.
What states would go to Siam?
Siam asked for the Shan states.
At the very least, they would need to also get Pigu, and we would also like for a sum to be paid to Prussia, to Germany, for obviously the inconvenience that we had with regards to freeing them originally. If you would like to have territories there, I'm not opposed to a splitting of it, but much better terms would need to be agreed upon.
We understand. Pangu is important because it would create a land bridge between the Indian terrestrium and the greater India proper, and it is already partially under control.
Siam has interest in the state of Burma itself.
We are, however, willing to make payments to Prussia.
If you would like to keep instead the region of Pigu, that is fine. If Siam was to get Burma, we'd be agreeable to that.
Would they be willing to take Kachin instead? There's a mountain range in between.
We would not agree to that.
There's a mountain range that would separate it well.
Perhaps something else then? The British Indian Tenerife territory is of interest to us too. Perhaps you.
Oh, that is too much. I'm sorry.
Then our statement stands. It would need to be Burma. I also want to reiterate here that we're open to an agreement, but
yes,
this needs to be fair. You are basically asking
yes,
division
we
of
understand.
A Germany-backed country right now.
Yes. Payments though. Let's move on to payments. What exactly are you looking for?
We need to define the terms of the territory. Then we can.
Economically, I'm doing fine. I have no need of foreign aid.
Siam,
Prussia needs the money.
This is a payment to Germany, as we did free Burma.
Yes.
We spent our lives on that. So, let's get the territory right. We see no issue with the Shan and Burma states going to Siam and Kachin and Pigu going to the Raj. It is a very generous splitting of the country and an equal one. If anything, Britain does get the advantage there.
Burma is a valuable state, but in the interests of peace, we shall. Would you be willing to offer a purchase of the Sunda Islands?
The Sunda Islands?
Yes. In this proposal, we would obtain Burma.
No, we have a vested interest in keeping.
Okay.
No, those islands are not on the
Is there anything else you can offer? Before we move on to
payments? If anything, we'd move it the other way around, because you are getting the better end of the deal here.
What about Korea? you allow us to take Korea. There's a long-term prospect for us.
Whoa.
We made a previous agreement to you wherein you were able to take New Guinea, and we would not stand in the way of you claiming Korea in the conference. However, if other powers contend that, we're not going to support you for it.
This is fair. We agree on this then.
Well, what I'm saying
sort of
explicitly
payments are you
is
looking
Prussia,
for?
that Germany is not going to go after Korea. That we can agree to. Anything else is
Yes.
off the table.
Right,
Regarding
that's
payments,
a fair terms.
that was a major war we fought with the Qing long ago. It had been the intention of the German state at one point, and the king especially is a big advocate for actually adding Burma directly into the German market. Given we're unable to do that, as well as a huge loss of income in the Kachin and Pegu states, what sum would the British feel would be reasonable?
15 million.
It's a good starting point.
Get starting. Our banks inform us that we cannot extend payments at this time to the Prussian state for some reason.
Out of RP, I'm fine with just an edit later. I have no issue with that.
20 million. And you help mediate the partition of Korea between us and Austria. I'm sorry, are you there?
I'm thinking. We did agree to 20 million flat, no other terms. We could agree to that.
All right, 20 million.
You have yourself a deal, Ambassador.
All right. Good doing business with you. You're much more forthright and direct than the other partners we have had to make deals with.
The Germans are very practical people, you will find.
Yes.
Very well. Siam, you also agree to these terms? Do you have any issues here?
If I am to understand correctly, I am to receive 2 states, correct?
Correct. And as part of the sale of that territory of the 20 million, we will be giving you 5 million of that as well. That doesn't need to be in the deal, but we're planning to do that as well. To stimulate your
great.
economy.
That would be greatly appreciated. So which states would I be getting? I would be getting
You would get
Shan
the
and...
Shan and Burma, the middle one as well.
Very well. Am I allowed to start my own war? I am very eager to test my military.
We see no issue with it.
Do the British have no issue with me?
Britain, that does work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you use that obligation, though, of course.
Payment at this time immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. The British government of India, perhaps to be a better military intervention, perhaps we could do it at the same time, though Burma is not of particular...
Yeah, it does not matter. We can... They, as the old saying goes, no matter what, we have the maxim and they have not.
True.
Is there anything else that needs to be discussed here, or are we good, gentlemen?
I believe we're good.
I am fully
Very well.
satisfied.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I wish
That's a good deal. We're just out of people. It's such a big problem right now. We have dreadnoughts. That is fucking huge. That'll make our military way more costlier, but that's fine. We are really close behind the Russians right now as well. And then we'll be we're coming up on the French as well. Our economy has grown so much. How are the economies of Europe doing? You can see it right now. There's the list. They are really big, that's for sure. Oh, beautiful. Württemberg has joined us. Wonderful. That's a major state in the south that just joined. That's 2 million people. That is absolutely huge. But yeah, very, very major economies. Players in this game have really developed, so It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, the Cyan players is really fun. Okay, we need more. So we can build groceries in Württemberg. No, they do not have much labor free. What are they making there? A lot of tool workshops, that's of major use. A good number of universities. Logging camps, we can get rid of those. Livestock ranches, we're going to remove some of those. Not the most important. Railways, and a lot of barracks, which we will keep, because that is really important in the years ahead. We'll need to modernize their military and integrate it with their Germanic forces, of course. And then we'll go for electric trains when we can here as well. How much electricity do we have in surplus? Not enough. We'll electrify some of them. We won't do them all at once then. We're going to electrify the railways of the capital. We'll make them steel passenger carriers. And we'll stop subsidizing them because they are now very valuable. The grand opening of the Berlin Metropolitan Railway is received with much celebration. In a speech, the king congratulated the engineers who made this possible. Let's see, how much electricity do we have? We'll need a bit more, but we can afford to do it one other place. We'll also do it in the Ruhr, in the Northern Rhine. Electrify the trains there as well. And we have a surplus of transportation now, which is huge. Okay, let me look at something. We got tagged and opposed to what's going down. French Republic signs a generous economic aid package to the Ottoman state. Yeah, the Ottomans and the French are very close. That's been coming for quite some time now. How are we on coffee? We need more. We'll build it up over there. The issue, I think, is the automatic irrigation. No. We're fine. Rail transportation should help it, though. Automobiles, automobiles, automobiles. That's what we need. So we need more engines, realistically. Yeah, which we do anyway. Württemberg, we'll build it up there. And then we'll build, no, we'll build up in Württemberg. We'll make that a engine and automobile manufacturing hub in the south of Germany. So can we form the German Confederation yet? We should have integrated those states. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Are we still doing it? We are. No? We integrated Elba. What the hell? Because we don't have all of the Elba state. It includes, what's it called? Bremen. Only 4 infantry, we're gonna go for it. And then to get the rest of Hanover, what do we need? We would need to take... Revolutionary Bremen would also need to be annexed, and Hanover. No, Oldenburg would be. Where's Westphalia? The infamy on these is not a lot. We're gonna finish this off. We'll take a hit here, but that's fine. We need to finish the unification. We'll militarize completely and send in Field Marshal, no, we'll send in Lieutenant Leonard von Frisch, as well as Hindenburg and Holstein-Gottorp. France is continuing to screw with us. The production of radios in our factories has led to the boom of employment and profit. You say it's holding well against the Mexicans? Yeah, Russia's really been having issues with Poland. It's been constant. They really don't like that situation. Mexico has managed to occupy Oklahoma and the Indian territories, but the rest of the U.S. is really giving them a hard time here. Yeah, they really are not doing well. That's a brutal war. What is that at already? 50,000 dead on each side. USA has spent 8 million on the war. The Mexicans have spent 5 million on the war. Neither side is winning particularly much right now. Damn. Okay. We have way more battalions in reserve than we should have. Oh, no, it's fine. We'll get some from the Nile. We'll go ahead and go for Franz von Schwarzburg. And then in Ethiopia, we will recruit Helmush Sherfke. Sherfke? Everywhere else we have them. I like to have reinforcements which are not deployed, so we'll keep it like that. Really need to up steel. Let's get more electricity as well. Victoria. Then where do we have a surplus of infrastructure? Württemberg and West Prussia. We're going to go ahead and go for steel transportation. Steel trains there. Only one railway. That's fine. And then in Württemberg as well. Electric trains and steel passenger carriages. That'll drastically raise the quality of life there. Steel is becoming an issue, though. Yet again. Population growth has gone up again. Good. French are taunting us across the border. They are. They continue to subjugate and keep the proud people, and I'll say they're underneath their control. There is 500,000 of them. The war is quite costly. Goddamn. Albrecht Umscheiden has successfully deployed our oppressive dreadnoughts into the ongoing conflict, proving that they are not mere vanity projects in the Navy. At the end of this war, I think we should be able to form a confederation of Germany, hopefully. Africa and Indonesia areas have that too. Do they? Yeah, they do. For rubber, yes, absolutely. King Israel. If you want to see where a good is produced or where it is produced or where it could be produced, go to your market, click on the good, and then click on the production on map. That shows where it's being produced, right? So paper is being produced all these places. And if you want to see potentials, you can click on that for goods that come from the ground. So let's say we want to look at like where rubber comes from, right? You go find rubber. If I can fucking find it. You click on show potentials and it will show you all the places on the map where it can be produced. So yeah, Indonesia, Philippines, Southeast Asia, a little bit of Eastern Africa, a lot of Western Africa, and then yeah, the rest of it. So just heads up. No rubber means no cars. Very true. Need them for wheels. We have completely occupied the states we've gone to war with. Hanover and Bremen have both capitulated, which leaves only a few minor states left in the north. Brunswick, Mecklenburg, the Free City of Hamburg, etc. And Oldenburg, of course. China's drawing a line across China with their paper production. Are they really? I didn't see that. Yeah, you're right. That's weird. We really need to reduce our paper costs. Egypt is producing a lot of cheap paper. Americans and Sicily for fish. Tobacco from the British and the Brazilians. Brazil. There we go. And then more fruit. We'll import that from the Spanish. The Great Paper Wall. Does leaving law and free market, is it good for you? It really depends how you build your economy. Free market gives one main advantage, which is that statistically, it gives you increased, well, two, technically. It gives you increased trade volume, meaning that when you trade with people in your routes, you trade a lot more of the goods more efficiently, reducing the cost of large exports and imports. And it also gives you, well, it gives you a lot of good things, really. But let me explain the good and the bad parts of free trade. The good parts is you trade more, it's more efficient, you make more money, you're more competitive. That means that when split across trading with multiple partners, both AI and player routes will choose to import or export more of your goods versus someone else's, which is good for keeping your market competitive. It decreases your bureaucratic costs to be really low because every trade route costs bureaucracy. Having that lowered means you can do way more without having to have your whole economy be bureaucrats. It, of course, does give technology spread. I think just for our mod, I don't know if it's like that in vanilla, but obviously you get other people's tech quicker. The downside to free trade is A, you can't set tariffs, right? So let's say everyone's fucking importing our steel, but we need more steel in our country. We can't tell our traders and our economies and our producers to stop trading with them unless we go embargo them. So in like, when you don't have free trade, what you can do is just encourage domestic supply. So you click this, you add tariffs to the exporting of those goods from your economy, meaning that they're less competitive and people go other places to buy your goods, meaning you could retain more of them, right? With free trade, you can't do that. With free trade, there's no limits on whether people buy or sell your goods. They're just, it's in a free market, right? So you can't stop that. And the downside is you have less control, which can be damaging depending on how you build your economy. It has good sides, it has bad sides. It really just depends on how you want to build your economy. I would argue, if you know what you're doing, it is the best way to go, but it's very chaotic, and you got to know how to react, and you got to know the game well enough to know how to deal with situations that arise from it. It's also stressful. Yeah, throw that out there as well. So yeah. Or all the oligarchs will take all my income. No, they won't do that. No, it goes to you. Lovely deficit of 373k. It's fine. Don't look at the numbers. What's my favorite drink? Root beer. Probably. Root beer or Italian sodas? What's your favorite drink, man? I prefer tariffs. It's often the difference between being still filthy rich and poverty. There's definitely an argument to be made. If I want to have a more relaxing game, I will not go free trade. It's a little bit much, but wonderful. We still don't have all the Elba, do we? No, because we need the von Hessen-Kessel monarchy under our control. There's only an hour left of this game, too. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Hour and 20 minutes. Really did want to form at least a Northern German Confederation today. Fucking bullshit. I wish we got that edit. All our goods are pretty reasonably priced now. Like, the world supply of clothing comes from our country. Are we the #1 producer? No, we're actually not. We're #2. We're right behind Britain. Not by much. Goods for military. Ammunition we're spending so much fucking money on. Look at that. Yep. We need to produce a fuckload more ammunition. Our military is not bankrupting us, but it's close. What are we subsidizing? Railroads. I'm going to do something really radical. What else are we subsidizing? Alright, now let's look at what we need. More electricity. We also have electric arc process now, which is fucking huge. But we do not have the electricity to do that. We need so much more electricity. subsidizing any other buildings here. Power plants. We don't need to do that anymore. They are very valuable. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, we need another 3,000 electricity. And no people. When we go below 20 infamy, 25 infamy, we're really gonna get strong here. Your deficit is catching up to my GDP. Is it really? Why don't you use all of the construction plants? Because we literally are out of people. I could build more buildings, but there's no one to work in them. Our whole population is like engaged in work. Like everyone. That is the issue here. I'm gonna go for laissez-faire capitalism too. We're gonna go completely liberal market economy, Prussia, Germany. America is losing now? Yes, they are. I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. I'll let you guys watch the American War while that happens, actually. There we go. You can watch the American War. Alright. Damn, they lost a lot of people. Look at the cost on that war. 21 million for the Americans. Go for conveyors. We have a lot of oil, so we can utilize that to really make our industry way more competitive. Despite our proclaimed goal of ending slavery in Africa, our research supports suggests laborers in no state are all but slaves in name. We will deal with it, or attempt to. 6 million, nice. For Uruguay, that's really good. Need to up law enforcement again. Let's do that. We will up. Home affairs one more as well too. How's it going, Evil Snowball? Thank you for the raid, man. Appreciate that, dude. How's it going? What's up, guys? Hammurabae. I am a roleplay streamer. Strategy streamer mainly, but I mainly do roleplay stuff. We are currently in a Victoria 3 roleplay game. It is in its 5th session so far, and we're playing Prussia, but it's basically a pseudo-United Germany. RP-wise, the Bundestag exists. All states who are Germanic send people to a Congress, which is a Germanic government in all but name, including Austria ones, because we're actually allied with them. It's a very hectic game. We've been on the edge of World War I for like the past 15 years, but no one started it, so... Yep. How's it going, man? Doing really good as well. How was your stream, man? Hope it was well. Okay, goddamn, we need more people. There we go. No, that's... Fuck. We need so many more people. Are we losing people? I need to take a look at this. Yeah, we're losing them to migration. Where are they going? That's what I'm concerned about. They're all going to Germanic country areas, so that's not an issue. An officer in our Afghan colonies has intentionally provoked a confrontation with the Mangbidu, despite instructions to keep the peace. Where are they at? Mangbidu over here. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll go alongside what he's doing. Him and a bunch of Jingoists have started us a war, and by God, we're gonna fucking end it. It's a big state too. Our claims do extend out here, so we can take this. World War on Hoi 4. World War, nice. What mod were you using? They're planning to storm government buildings? Oh boy. Okay, what else are we missing? Get rid of these bad trade routes. Import more liquor. We don't have enough liquor. Imported from the British and from the Mexicans. We have a very good relationship with them. And then from the Russians as well. Can't beat that cheap Russian liquor. We'll import more explosives from the Spanish. Iron from the Colombians. Radios, I refuse to import. We're going to produce them ourselves. Luxury furniture from the Qing? Really? Oh, import from Mexico and Brazil. What else can we also export? Engines. We can start to export those. We'll export engines to Mexico. And then can we do it to the Brazilians too? I want to get them relying upon our goods. We'll do it with the Spanish and then the Scandinavians. It'll create more demand over time, so I'm fine with those lower prices. We want to make sure the countries that we want to align alongside us basically cooperate and get dependent on our markets. A really good strategy, like modern liberal economies use for like political reasons in order to build alliances that basically can't be broken, which you can see in a game like this, is you get someone so reliant upon your economy that basically it's so inconvenient for you to be hostile to them, your policy will switch around it. A notable example of that in the modern context, right, is China. They didn't really explicitly, I think, plan it in many ways, but it was a nice, like, kind of factor of it. When the whole world invested all their manufacturing into China, which they did, we collectively did that. A lot of Asian countries, but generally China got the most because of their population. It had the effect of basically making it so no one would stand up to or go against the policy goals for the most part of China. Why? Because to risk a major altercation with them would have a huge economic impact. It's why we don't play hardball with China, or many European countries don't too, especially Europe, right? America in modern times has become more anti-China in some ways for good and bad reasons, but Europe doesn't almost at all. Why? Because all of Europe's cheap manufacturing, mostly, not entirely, but a lot of it comes out of China. So it's an interesting way to do diplomacy actively, I think, is to literally, again, make countries so reliant upon your exports and your goods and your economy that they literally can't be hostile to you, because if they are, their economy will collapse, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of do with this playthrough, and we're pretty deep into that. Oh, Road to 56. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's a fun fucking mod. Exactly what the... Yep. This game really does simulate that. It's really cool. Especially with players. AI will do stupid things. Players, for the most part, won't. They're much more logical actors. Build that up. Can we build more electricity yet, or we still not have any people? We have way more people now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Electricity is the #1 thing our country is missing right now. All of this oil, as soon as we get conveyor belts, will go into our industry, but until then, can we export it? We can. We'll get the Austrians reliant upon our oil exports. Anyone else we can do that with? The Belgians and the Portuguese. Yeah, we'll call it there. We have a lot of surplus goods in our economy now. Wonderful. We still need way more clothing, but I don't want to import more of that in mass. Well, if it's cheap enough. Not happening. Let's look at our economy again and figure out how we can balance this out a bit better. We are no longer subsidizing anything, which is really useful. We have additional expenses due to an event which will go away. So we're really technically running a surplus right now. Diplomatic pacts. We are subsidizing Egypt. That kind of needs to stop. Yeah, their economy is big enough now. I'm going to go ahead and stop subsidizing them. If I can. Stop bankrolling. There we go. And then what else do we have here? Welfare payments we need. Military payments we need. Goods for military buildings need to be reduced. Let's take a look at that next. Ammunition, we produce a fuck ton of it and supply a lot of the world's ammunition, actually. We're the second producer. We could be really one ahead very quickly, though. Who are we exporting to? Oh, no. The Ottomans are largely relying on us for their ammunition. The Austrians... let's see, the Dutch, Scandinavians, the Mexicans, everyone is... Okay, let's produce way more ammunition, then. That's a good position to be in. Hello there.
Hello. Due to recent economic changes that were quite dramatic, I'm about to go bankrupt.
We can take upon your debt, of course, assuming that you're willing to pay us back. Oh my god, you took 13 million in debt. What the fuck did you do?
I don't know. One moment I was like making 20k plus, now I'm like 210k minus and I have everything minused out. I don't know what happened.
Hold on, this result in diplomatic viewing to... Did we get the infamy or did they in Northern Germany? Gives 14 infamy to the Ottoman state. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, they got it, not us. Good. Yeah, we'll take on that debt for you. We will want that paid back at some point, though. Is that agreed?
That is agreed. I'm just gonna have to stabilize the economy. Thank you very much.
Of course, 13 million, and we'll have that only increase at a rate of global inflation. No interest upon it. Is that agreed?
Can you not take the 5 million off it that you offered me?
We can, yeah. We could take 5 million out of that, so that would be 8 million you owe us. Is it agreed upon?
Yes. Agreed.
Very well.
A good day to you then.
And you as well.
And thank you for your aid.
Oh, one thing I would note before you leave. We have discovered vast amounts of oil within many of the regions of Greater Germany. I'm not sure how advanced the current production methods of the Kingdom of Siam are, but something to keep in mind is you do have access to an abundance of cheap oil, at least for now, in our market. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. Currently, we are mostly reliant on coal and tools and motors.
Very well. Yeah, we'd be happy to send some advisors to help you modernize some of your industry if you'd like.
That would, of course, be very much agreed. Yes, very nice.
We can make that happen for you. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Good day.
And thank you.
And much success in the theater of Europe.
Thank you. And you in Asia as well, my friend. Good, we took Mongbitu. Batavian Republic? Yeah, that's the Dutch. That would be the Dutch. They are very powerful. They're very powerful this game. Their navy is absolutely gigantic. Yeah, produce more artillery. 600 more arms. We need something real quick. We can produce this right now. I just need to change some things. Try and balance this if we can. Need to make them actually profitable. Okay, need another 200 artillery. Damn. Another 300 small arms. Should do it. There we go. Should have done that a long time ago. And then we just need to compensate with our ammunition production, and we are not going to be hemorrhaging money there anymore. We have a shipyard that's incredibly fucking outdated. It's the Elba shipyards that we took when we conquered the rest of Hanover are still producing wooden ships. Let's fix that and get them to start producing modern military vessels for our fleet. It's an oversight there. Integration of all these territories has been a little bit hectic. How are we on transportation? We have a very solid surplus. Beautiful. Opium addiction. The Han people are experiencing severe effects of opium addiction in our treaty port. That's not good. That is not good at all. What are we missing? Radios. We need more coffee. Need a lot more coffee. Porcelain. And telephones. We'll make more of those. Oh, the Congo has so many fucking people. Oh, beautiful. We'll build them up in Anhalt then. And then we'll make more power plants as well. Good. Again, patriotic explorer and partisan of the industrialists have been surveying lands. We're... Oh god, this is gonna fuck me. This is a bugged event, I think, at this point, if it's doing. We have another claim in the region. I can't keep giving the Ottoman player so much infamy. How much does he have? If he can take it, I'll give it to him, but if not, we won't do this. He can afford it. It'll fuck up his economy a little bit, but it won't last long. That is a casus belli for war between us, too, so we'll see what he does with that. Alright, what do we want to do here? Lots of cheap hardwood. No infrastructure. What do we want to build there? What can we build there? Lots of coal. We're going to max out coal mines there. And then we're going to build a bunch of sheep coffee plantations as well. Opium is great for selling, but getting an addiction is very bad for the person. Yes, it is. But you never sample the supply, right? With any drug sort of dealing. What the fuck did Siam do? I think he was just deficit spending to the max, and it fucked his economy. He also isn't dealing with the turmoil in his states he took in that partition, so this will be interesting. Need way more steel, and then we're gonna need more infrastructure in Oromia. 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna need, I think, 5 more. Oh, I see why. Prioritize cargo in the region. That should make it doable. We'll subsidize it as well. We have to get stuff flowing here. And then we'll need railways in the interior too, because we're about to build a ridiculous amount of buildings there. How much infamy did Sam get from all those territories? That might be what screwed him. That's true, actually. Yep, 26. As soon as it goes below 25, he'll be alright. Alright, let's look at the economy. It's still hemorrhaging money. Look at that investment pool, though. 36 fucking million. We still have that fucking event. How much longer does it last for? Three more years. Oh my god. Alright. That's unfortunate. What else do we have? Goods for buildings we've stabilized. Military wages we can't do anything about. We have to increase our income somehow. There's no real way to do that. Integrating the rest of the states. Integrate the Congo. We could do it at Cree. Do manufacturing output on Brandenburg. That'll be fucking huge. Established colonies in the Congo. Let's do that. The Ottomans are there too. We don't respect their claims. I didn't realize that we could have been doing this. Gabon we will not do, though. We don't have any claims there. We'll go for Art Silk. Taxing your people so much. What's up, kitten? Yeah, our taxes are pretty obscene. Quality of life in our country is incredibly high, though. Lots of turmoil states. What's causing turmoil? Probably the taxes. Orb has been successfully grown in Oromia. Nice. Fuck, the Ottomans passed us again. Probably because they're taking all this territory down here. We need to keep up. I'm gonna max out our colonial affairs. Let's form a larger tent as well. Let's see what else we can do here. We'll go for proportional taxation, if we can pass it. Piss off the industrialists, but we will certainly have all of our money problems solved if we do that. How's it going, Cloden? Did they repair the combat system? Is it still broken? It's still very finicky, but it's at least playable now. It's not like it was at launch, thankfully. We're going to need way more bureaucracy, but we'll get that by just getting more of these telephones, which we can use to upgrade to switchboard operators. Nitrogen fixation. We don't need more fertilizer, though. Are we exporting fertilizer? No, we actually have a deficit, so let's do that. We'll test it out in Saxony. We'll use nitrogen fixation process, which will give us a surplus of fertilizer. No, it didn't. Okay, we'll need more then. I guess we will go for this. And then with the excess, we'll try and export it. Which we can export then to the Bavarians and the Mexicans. Got no idea, man. Just memeing. Still broken, but getting improvements in the next patch. Yep, exactly. Absolutely. Mexico did win the war, by the way. They took back California, Nevada, Utah, and they took Kansas as well. America is in rough shape. Both countries lost a lot in that war. Look how impoverished America is now, too. Jesus Christ. That war broke them. Mexico's a little better off. more iron. We can't. We're importing everything we can. We'll import more dyes from the British and the Scandinavians. Import. I don't want to import glass. I want to produce it. Sugar we could definitely import. We'll do that from the Spanish and the Austrians. And fabric from the Spanish and Austrians. Large number of South-German people have been migrating to our state of Brandenburg. Oh, they're coming from Bavaria. Maybe from Alsace-Lorraine, actually. Hold on. No, not there. It's Bavarians. A ton of Bavarians just migrated to us. Fuck yeah. Beautiful. American Civil War? Oh my god, look. Revolutionary America in 78. That's a little late, but goddamn. It's the Southern government. Constitutional Empire? What the fuck? It's a monarchy? It's a Southern American monarchy revolution in the US. What the actual fuck? We're gonna stay the fuck out of that. That's what we're gonna do. God damn. Reformed. Yep. How much would a war of the rest of the Shiwa cost us? We can't do it even if we want to. Who is the king? That's a very good question. It is King Emperor Franklin Endicott. He is a brave political operator of the armed forces who's a vanguardist. Oh yeah, this is a military coup to establish an emperor. What the fuck? America is wild in this game. It's a good question. What did happen to America? Why is there just like a continuously a war there? We can do assembly lines now. What do we want to do assembly lines for? That's the question. What's our most valuable good? Probably we'd want to do it for clothing. No, for furniture. Maybe we will do it for tool workshops, yeah. Let's cancel all of our exports for oil. All our trading with America's dead too, look at that. We'll cancel our exports to the United Kingdom. No, the Ottomans will definitely cancel. Alright, what's that looking like? That's fine, we can maintain that. Assembly lines for motor industries. Oil is too expensive again. Why is it? Actually, no, it shouldn't be. That's strange. The fuck? Engines aren't expensive enough. I see. Sounds like we need to build more railways. If We have spare people. We do. We'll build 3 there. We'll build 2 more in Somaliland. Let's look at something. Gunther Harcourt has suddenly died while preparing legislation for proportional taxation. We'll mourn him. Oil production. Yep. Okay. We'll put, 2 automatic looms. We're automating basically everything in our country at this point. Why is this not profitable? Let's try exporting engines. We'll export them to Egypt. To the Austrians, it'll create demand there, and then to the Portuguese as well. The rest will come with time. We'll export tools to the British as well. I wonder if Africa's getting more development from Prussia than they did from Britain and French IRL. Yeah, we've done a very different take on things. They had a monarchist one. Wow, Republic of Colombia. There it is. Monarchist USA. We will need more bureaucracy. Let's go ahead and make the Brandenburg area use telephones. Actually, we probably can make everyone use telephones, can't we, at this point? We'll need to make more, but yes. Political agitation. Women in the Kingdom of Prussia have begun organizing a campaign for the right to vote in general elections. Victoria Premier of the intelligentsia has emerged as a leading figure in the movement. Damn. Alright, there's a feminist movement in Germany now. We are not too radical right, so we'll probably agree to that at some point. Rubber. Why is rubber expensive? We need 10 more. We'll do 10 in the Congo. So the music died. I completely didn't realize that. Let's go back. Alright, why the fuck do we still not form Germany? We should be able to do another play here. To get the Elba, we need whatever the fuck this is. Hamburg. We'll need to start a war and take them. Five infamy, we can afford that. We'll do a show of force with the largest portion of our military here. Maybe we can just get them to agree to it without an actual conflict. People are complaining with the difference between living standards between us and our neighbors, the Ottomans. We will call them liars. God damn. We have proportional taxation. Good. We have a lot of income now. We're going to pay off our debt, and as we do, I'm going to start to lower taxes as well. We'll up government spending. I'll deploy. Oh, we have 30 minutes left too. God damn it. There we go. That's better. We have 32 million in debt to pay off, but we'll pay that off in 2 or 3 years maybe.
Greetings to the Prussians.
Hello there. What can I do for you? Is there any way to make your mic more hearable as well?
Is it better now?
Not really.
Hold on a sec. How about now?
No, not much better. We can just go over it. It's fine. What can I do for you?
Well, we are only here as the delegation of Portugal to ask the Kingdom of Prussia regarding their relationship with the People's Republic of Scandinavia and their recent change into communism and socialism.
And given that they've become a radical government, we have no relationship with them.
Yeah, as a traditional monarchy, constitutional monarchy, one of the oldest in Europe, we are very concerned regarding the spread of these extreme ideologies, both in Europe and both in Asia. So we would like to hear the Prussians if you are open for any actions against the Scandinavians, but we are not talking about military actions. Mostly just
the danger of such a radical leftist government in Europe cannot be overstated. Frankly, we will have to consider a military action there in order to bring back the monarchy. As far as we are aware, the royal family has not been killed and could be reestablished, but we are dealing with domestic issues for the formation of a formal German state at present, and until that's done, it will be of secondary interest to us.
We see. If in any case, we just want to assure you that the Portuguese kingdom is supporting you in this matter.
Very well. It's good to hear.
So yeah, thank you for your time.
You as well. Thank you. Proportionally, taxation helps you a lot because when you grow your nation, people get richer and you get more money. It funds your buildings. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Free-minded people absolutely dominate. The liberals are winning. At this point, we're going to have to give concessions and go for more liberal laws. So let's find something we can do. We'll go for women's suffrage. There's a huge feminist movement all throughout our country. We've had a lot of pressure put on us, and the recent election just had the free-minded party absolutely dominate, so... Including the fucking trade unions, Jesus Christ. So we really have no choice here but to make some concessions. So we'll go for, we'll give the women enfranchisement. What's happening with our economy as well? So what the fuck is Russia producing? Lots of tools. I love everything. They're not going to stand down, so we're going to actually have to fight the war. We will occupy them very quickly. Then I think that'll give us all the elbow. Besides, we'll need to take the Hessen-Kessel monarchy as well. Yeah, agreed. We do have to watch out for them. Lots of turmoil. Lower taxes again. That should help a little bit. Easily dealt with. We have interests on basically almost every corner of the planet at this point. actually get more automobiles. Do we have a surplus of them? We do. Goddamn. We are by far the #1 producer. We can put them into something else, can't we? I thought there was a way to. Nope, we have them in everything. Violence in small groups within the separatist movement is starting to turn the general population against it. We'll shut it down. Alright, as soon as this war is done, we're gonna need to fight them. How much will that cost us in infamy? Probably too much. Groceries. Brandenburg, we have a ton more population in. We're going to build another... We'll build... We do 10... 20. We'll do 20 more there. How's it going, Denise? What is up? Attacked Morocco to make it a colony? Oh, what happened? What happened?
Is this it?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Oh god, I crashed.
Dude, the game goes for another 30 minutes.
Crashed.
Yeah, it crashed somehow. Yeah.
Oh, it's a crash. Okay.
I think that's end. It's half an hour more.
Yeah.
Against the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh good. Yeah, Charles is leaving.
How do you mean?
Okay, I got.
Yeah, he's leaving again.
The last war is pretty sketch, and he doesn't want to continue.
Yeah, he's a minor power as well, so yeah.
The United States is still a great power. You can't dip as a great power if you join. We have rules against that. But that being said, all right.
Even if they have lost great power state.
All right, we are going to end here then, I guess, for the day. The host crashed, so we are done for now. I think I am to call it to here. I think we'll continue the mega campaign next week. I was going to go later today, but I am pretty fucking tired, I'm going to be honest. I had a long night. So I think we'll take a break for a week for the mega campaign. And then I'll continue that next week. So yeah, we'll go for someone to raid then. Let's see here. Is there anyone worth raiding? There is... Oh, no, these look interesting. We'll call it here then. All right, guys, I'm going to end this now. We will continue Saturday morning. I am going to be starting a new game. We're going to do a Great War Redux campaign in the morning on Saturday. Then we will do properly, hopefully, the Alaric campaign Saturday afternoon. I want to do that really properly. Once that is done, or if it... The next one after that, we'll do a Georgian campaign in CK3. We will continue next mega campaign next Sunday morning, and then more, obviously, of this Prussia game next Sunday afternoon. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you guys later.